Evening all. Oh, come on, Pete, a bit more excitement than that.
Hello.
That's so, like, reserved.
No, it was perfect.
Was it?
Perfect.
Not more hype.
But, well, that and...
And halfway through, stop talking.
Sorry, I had a notification. I had to clear it off. Totally ruined any train of thought that I had.
Pete is a little bit tired.
I am tired.
Why are you tired, Pete?
I was out drinking.
We were out drinking last night.
And I got a little bit pisshead and that.
Yeah. A little bit drunk. Well, no, I wasn't. You were a bit tipsy.
Yeah. Not like hammered, but...
No. So what started off as a quiet curry with friends kind of...
snowballed into...
A few beers,
yeah. But that's okay.
It was fun, though.
It was fun.
It was fun. And the food was really nice.
Food was really nice.
It was good.
Good to see friends. That's
that we haven't
nice.
seen in like probably about 18 months, which is crazy. So that was really cool. But Pete is a little tired and a little delicate today.
Mr. Whopperjiff.
You're right, Promo.
How
What's
you
going
doing?
on? What's happening? What have you been up to today? No doubt it's something exciting because hi, Nomad.
How you doing, man?
Hope everything's good. I've actually got Zelda on my lap today, so if you see my arms moving, that's why. You've been writing all day. That's not productive. Like, Promo produces like articles every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like hardcore. It's like a writing machine.
He's just a writing machine and he don't write for nobody but you. Da, 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 da. He's just a writing machine.
Well, Promo, you got your own theme tune now. Obsessive. No, just passionate. Just passionate about writing. The same as Pete is passionate about beer.
I like beer. Yes.
You had a few
Beer.
last night, didn't you, Pete?
I only had a few. It wasn't like loads. Why are we both wearing t-shirts? It's raining. It's not raining
No,
here.
not raining here. It's quite warm here. It's like crazy
Blowing a
windy,
gale. Yeah.
but it's pretty warm. And obviously under the lights and stuff, it gets even warmer. So we're a little bit worried that the internet's going to cut out at some point because of the wind.
Well, yeah, it's possible.
Why are you so far over?
I don't. Things ain't right. Things just ain't right. You're too far this way,
Shall I lean that way?
and so which means I'm further this way. I don't feel like, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all about me anyway.
That's kind of true, I suppose.
It's not really. It's not really. Yeah, so we're back after like a month. We're really bad at this streaming stuff, aren't we?
We're not good at streaming anymore, are we?
Yeah, we're just the apprenticeship's kind of taking over in the final few weeks, so it's the pressure is mounting, shall we say. I've got, what's the date today? I don't know what the date is. It is the 15th, so I've got like another 2 weeks before I've got to submit my final project. And then I've got 4 weeks after that, and then I have my final interview, and then it's done. So yes, the next 6 weeks are going to be pretty intense. So I'm in a good position at the moment because I've just finished writing the report for the project. So I get to have like a weekend off. This is like the downtime.
Right.
So yeah, like we're here. And seeing as like Tonda had such a good idea for a stream, the last time we were streaming, we thought, hey, like, let's steal that idea and come back with a stream.
And that's what we've done, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, you know, like, not to be cynical, but there's also not much that we want to play either. So.
No, they're struggling to find games at the moment. I have got a game I wish to play at some point.
Yeah, which might make an appearance next weekend.
But yeah, the less said about it probably at this point the better.
It's all I'm going to say is that it's Pete's choice. It's nothing to do with me.
It's a quality game, I'm sure.
depends what you mean by the word quality.
As in, it's good. It's quality.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Steenie knows what good ideas are for. Exactly, which is exactly the reason why Pete chose to start playing Mass Effect after he watched you playing it, Nomad.
But I haven't actually played it though.
It's installed. It's ready to go.
Yeah.
So there's us going, there's nothing really you want to play, and yet you've installed Mass Effect.
Only because
it
was, I've never played it, and then everybody was like, "Oh, well, it's Pete." So I was like, maybe I should play it, and see what the fuss is about.
Yeah, but you get to be a bastard to everyone. So
maybe, yeah.
You like
I
that
played
bit.
some of their other games. I played the Dragon Age games.
It's much of a muchness. Just sci-fi.
Yeah.
And you like sci-fi.
I do like sci-fi. The fire of size.
So it's all good. All right, Mass Effect might make an appearance, but that wasn't the game Pete was referring to. What game were you talking about, Pete?
No, we'll worry about that.
It'll be a surprise. It's going to be a surprise.
If it makes a stream one day,
I reckon
it'll be a surprise.
It'll be a surprise. You look out for that. But again, it's all due to Pete. It's nothing to do with me.
That's not entirely true. You were like, play it, Pete, play it. And I was like, I don't know.
Not. I went,
like,
what have you bought
game.
that crap for?
You were like, yeah, buy that game, Pete, buy it. And I was like, no, I'm not so sure. You were buy it. And I was like, no, I don't know. And you were like, buy it, Pete, you got to buy it. So yeah, I did.
Zelda's on the move. All right.
Come over here, Zelda.
Nope, she wants to sit right where we're going to be filming this evening, but we'll work around Zelda as we always do.
Well, now she's in front of chat.
Yeah.
And I haven't got chat on my phone now because...
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Easy done.
Yeah, but now I can't see the stats.
Oh, my God. What do you want from me, Pete?
I want a side monitor that allows us to have chat in the side monitor.
She has decided to sit on my jacket and have a wash. That's what she's doing. But she's not very well at the moment, bless her. There's every year or so there's something in one of the gardens near us that it must be a plant of some kind, and she's allergic to it, but she insists on going and sitting in it. So she comes back and she's very agitated. So she's grooming a lot at the moment. The call to the vets is on the cards on Monday, I think, to give her a shot.
Yes.
Which sorts it out. So it's nothing. It's nothing to be worried about. Like, this is the first time that it's actually happening. Probably like 3 or 4 years. It's been a while, but yeah, we noticed it this week that she's kind of constantly washing. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of Zelda washing herself tonight on camera, by the looks of it. You go, girl. Go on. Carry on. Right. We should probably do something, shouldn't we?
Maybe.
I don't really know what we're doing. Right, let me move. If I move that back over and then do that. Can you see that?
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah? Okay. Right. We'll go with that for the moment. See how we get on. She might move. Right. So, before we jump in, I thought we'd do like another roundup of what we've been up to over the past month, because it has been quite a long time since we last streamed.
It has.
So, like we did last time, we've got a few photographs. Figured we'll have like a little chat about what's been going on. All good stuff. Well, it's been years. It feels like years.
I don't think it's been years, is it? But it has been a long while.
It's been like a month and a bit. Because I checked the date of the last stream. I was like, oh, wow. Okay, that's been a while. And then had to go back through the calendar to figure out what we'd actually done.
Right, okay.
So, yeah, we just got like a roundup of stuff. Zelda, thank you. There we go. She's moved, so we can actually see what's happening in chat properly now. She'll be back later, I'm sure.
For sure.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So first up, you ready for this? Can you remember what we got on here?
You did show me.
I did show Pete in preparation, but Pete being Pete, obviously, didn't pay much attention.
That's not fair.
Were you watching while I was showing you?
Yes.
Did it go in one ear and out the other?
It was a long while ago.
It was like 10 minutes ago.
That's a long while.
In Pete years.
Mm-hmm.
Right, okay. Anyway, first up. Happy birthday to Dark Shots and Tim.
Indeed, happy
Belated
birthdays.
So they had birthdays in the past few weeks. So hello to those guys. We didn't forget. They did get presents. But we thought we'd give them a shout out tonight. Because we weren't actually around on stream when it was their birthdays.
No.
So yeah. 21 again. Pair of them.
And well, they're looking for it.
Aren't they just? It's because we're all getting fit.
Yes. Or knackered. I'm knackered.
And that's a beer from last night, Pete.
Or that.
That's what that is. That's too much drink.
It could be.
Anyway, it's not about you. It's about Dark Shocks and Tim.
Dark Shocks and Tim.
Happy birthday, you guys.
Happy birthdays.
Oh, you had a good one. Right, next up. Firmament.
Shite.
Pete. Spoilers.
Right.
Spoilers.
That's not a spoiler.
Right. We finally finished Firmament a couple of weeks ago. How long did it take us? About 11 hours, I think, something like that.
Not as long as I thought it was going to take.
It's not an overly long game. It's more of a indie length than a big budget game length. But before we start talking about it, I'm going to put the spoilers screen on because, we should probably do this because I know that there are some people that haven't finished it yet. So if you don't want to hear about Firmament, don't listen. Like, we'll switch back to the other screen so you can know when it's safe.
Okay.
Right, Firmament. Oh my God, it's bad. It's really bad.
It's not what we hoped.
At all. Like, there are so many things wrong with it. Like, it does a very good job at world building. Like, as in, everything looks so pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's a gorgeous looking game. Like, that's the biggest, like, it's kind of highlight, is how good it looks. But other than that, oh my God. Like, where do we start? Like,
it's just not very good.
It's janky as hell. Like, if your main mechanic is one thing, if you have one thing that your whole game hinges on, you make sure that thing works damn well. It doesn't work. Like,
it does work. That's extreme. It does work.
But it's so frustrating.
Yeah, it's incredibly frustrating.
You have like a mechanical glove, shall we say, that you can interface with items.
Yeah.
Like you link to their sockets, and you're meant to be able to do this and then turn around to face the other direction while you're linked to do other stuff. So many times you turn around to face the other way and it unlinks.
Yeah, janky. But
sometimes you link to a socket and then nothing happens. Like, you don't get any options to interact with it.
Yeah.
And like that, if that wasn't frustrating enough, there's a bunch. Or there was. I will just point out they are. Hi Tim.
Sup,
Hi,
Tim.
Tim, you missed it. We just wished you a happy birthday.
But happy birthday again, anyway.
Visual glitches. Like they have been working on it, and there are regular patches. But I'm talking about like when we played it, we finished it about a month ago. Like, there's just so many like visual things. Like, you go to, like, same as Myst, there are different worlds. This time there are only 3.
4.
You sure you can't in this one?
Yeah.
No, so there's 3 worlds in a central hub.
Oh, okay.
In one of in one of these worlds, it's kind of made of ice. It's frozen. It's snow. And then when you go to one of the other worlds, an ice cube, like a massive block of ice from that world, is floating in the sky.
That's funny.
Of this other world. And
I think they've sorted that now.
Yeah, they have fixed it. But when we saw it, we were like, right, is this like kind of like a Skyberg? Yes. Where's the pun button? We were like, is this kind of part of the story? Is this like kind of a hint, like the worlds are colliding?
It's not.
But it's not. It was a glitch.
It's just a
yeah,
glitch.
it was a random glitch. So that wasn't great. And just like the puzzles are not interesting.
But in its defence, it was designed to be a VR game, which is why the main mechanic is the thing that shoots out and does the turny, like does the control thing, because it's all meant to be VR and easy for VR, but it just doesn't do good in there.
No. I think like the worst... Hi Zelda, Zelda's back. The worst thing, I think, with all of it, is just the story. Like it's just...
Yeah,
like
wasn't great.
There's a twist at the end, which I won't say what the twist is, just in case you do want to play it. But there's this twist and you're meant to care. And the reason you're meant to care is because you've connected with the characters. But the problem is there's no kind of character building at all. You're just kind of given this name, like, oh yeah, like this guy turned up and he did some bad shit and like you've got to figure out what it is. And then because you're not told anything else about this guy, it's like when you get to the end and find out you're like,
oh, okay.
And like bothered, all right. And that there are a few plot holes as well.
Yeah, there was a couple.
But unexplained. I think like when you think of Mist, like you think of like the library and the books and the lore, and there's so many kind of diaries and notes and personal touches. But like in Firmament, there's like maybe like 4 notes, like, and they're not like kind of really in depth. They're really short, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I enjoyed that bit. The lore bit, I enjoyed.
Because there was none of it.
There was no reading. That was good.
No, it's not what you expect from a Cyan game, though, is it? Because Myst is so kind of steeped in lore and background and...
Yeah, but Abduction, there wasn't lots of reading either, was there?
More than this. There was,
maybe.
yeah. But like, you know, like in Myst, you expect to have to read the books to get the solutions to puzzles.
Yeah.
You can go through Firmament and not read anything. Like
There
it
isn't
makes
anything to
no
read,
difference at all. Like I think one of the things gave a hint to a puzzle, but it was so obtuse. We only realised it was a hint after we looked at a walkthrough because we were so frustrated with that puzzle.
Yeah.
Like don't put maze puzzles in your games, devs. Like no one likes them. No one enjoys maze puzzles, and we all know that you do it just to kind of make the game longer. Like don't do it. Like no.
What about if there was a game and it was just a puzzle of a maze and you had to get out?
Tim called me out. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I don't read the books in SO because there is just too much. It's just like I really appreciate like the effort that goes into making them. But like for me, like I think the reason I play SO so much is because it's like junk food and it's easy and I can just turn it on and I don't have to think. Like I'm not really playing it for the story as such. Yeah, I know. Yeah, which is really bad. Like I have said to you before, like I feel quite sorry for the people who write these books in essay, because does anyone actually ever read them? Someone must, right?
I guess someone does.
Not me. Tim did. There you go. Tim is a much better SO gamer than I am. Round of applause for Tim. Like, Pete,
Oh,
you have a bum for that. Like, come on,
Where
tech.
is the applause button?
There you
Haven't
go,
done that
round
for
of
a
applause
while.
Tim. But yeah, Firmament. Yeah, no, that's exactly it, Mr. Wopperchief. When I started playing the game back in 2015, I did start reading everything that I picked up. And then I was like, oh yeah, I can't do this. Had no choice sometimes. Well, you do have a choice to play Firmament. If I was you, I wouldn't.
Yes.
Is that like it's okay? Like, just don't go into it expecting this kind of grand story and like history and no, there's just none of that. It's very kind of nice pun. It's very kind of light touch, if you know what I mean. If you're kind of just interested in a puzzle with the same mechanic, like because some people do like that, right? Some people do play kind of puzzle games purely for the puzzle.
Yeah.
So if that's your thing, go for it. Knock yourself out with them, and it looks really pretty.
I didn't think there was that many puzzles though.
It's because they're all the flipping same. Like, they are. Connect your arm thing to the socket and choose an option.
And it was very much just turn everything on.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like there'd be a bunch of, in a proper puzzle game, you'd have to work out what one
the
did and did this other one and whatever. And it's like, no, you just turn them all on and that does it.
Yeah.
It seemed to be the thing. I suppose the spinny crane thing, that wasn't like that. Anyway.
Spoilers, turn everything on. There you go, Tim. Hint for your game.
But I would not, 6 out of 10, it's about what it deserves, I would say.
When we looked, it was really low. But at the time, there were more bugs. So I know they've put quite a lot of work into to fixing those.
So when did it come out?
Early June, maybe?
And we're in July.
Yeah.
So why didn't they just hold it back by a month and not have the bugs? Why?
I don't know.
Why?
So the other thing about it is that there was kind of an uproar, controversy, because they used AI to write some of the scripts and some of the notes, like all 5 of them, and do some stuff with the voice actor's voice. So there were a lot of complaints from Kickstarter backers about that. But then my argument was, if you're going to use AI to write shit, why not write a few more things than just 5 notes? Get it to do an entire library. I know, I must admit, I'm not overly bothered about AI writing it. This isn't promo, this is GPT. Chat promo.
Chatbot promo.
I'm not overly bothered about AI kind of writing stuff. It's just like, if you are going to do it,
Well, no, it makes sense, doesn't it? Because it's only being made up, same as you'd make out. It's not like you're stealing it from somewhere else. It's just if you want someone to sing in your game, you're probably going to get a singer and not do it yourself if you can't sing.
Saying that, to be fair, apparently there's only one voiced character in the game. And apparently they were a member of the development team. I have to say, she was really good.
Yeah.
The voice acting was spot on, actually.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that it's not delivered in a very good way. Like, you're given kind of, well, you want to go up there?
We'll go there.
You come up. Come in.
Which way again?
Oh, we might have some Zelda cam later.
No, you won't.
Are you coming up here? Or are you going to go? Come on in. You're all right. You can come on. We might have a Zelda. Oh, there you go. There's a little Zelda head.
There's a little Zelda head
there.
Look.
What were we saying? I can't remember. About AI. Yeah, it was just a bit of a letdown after waiting. I think, didn't I work out that I backed it in 2019? Oh, sorry, I'm ranting now. So I think the thing that's also pissed a lot of people off is, at the same time as Sign were making Firmament, they're also remaking another version of Myst. And it's like, seriously, dude, stop remaking Myst. Everyone who's played Myst or wants to play Myst has probably got at least one copy by now. Stop remaking Myst.
And now they're going to remake, what is it, Riven?
Yeah, they're remaking Riven now. They've rinsed Myst as much as they can.
They can't possibly make it again. Even the development team have just gone, we're not remaking this game again. Can you stop it, please?
How about you just stop and make an adventure game that's good? How about that? How about you just focus? Because Abduction, the first half was really good, the second half was poor, and it was obvious it'd been rushed.
Yeah.
Firmament was just, after the first hour, it was pretty rubbish. So it's like, just stop putting effort and resources into remaking games and make something good.
Maybe they're just not very good at making games.
They got lucky. I had a conversation about this with someone.
We need some punch, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Oh, another blogger. I'm really sorry I can't remember your name. The blog is called Abstracting Games. And I'm really sorry, I can't remember the blogger's name. But we
Do you
had a
want me to
little
reel off some
brief. No,
Okay.
we had a brief conversation in the comments, and they basically said the same thing. Like maybe they're just one-hit wonders, and they don't actually understand game development. It's like,
It is possible, isn't it?
oh, I've just actually read the pun.
Yes.
Nice.
There's several there. You had Mr. Times less Mr. You had Mr. Mark.
Do we need more puns
Yes,
then?
yes.
How many more do we need?
You've got to do they keep right in case they
Oh,
missed
so we need
the
another
last
one on top of that?
Yes, we
right,
do.
We'll give it a second and we'll do another pun.
Yeah, I just have a feeling that, well, and also there's that games are different now than they were then.
Yes.
Right? So what worked then doesn't work now, or what you were expecting then you don't expect now. And maybe very much like a musician, they're stuck in their era, and that's what they're good at.
I kind of get the feeling that they're
now.
better story writers than game makers.
Maybe, yeah.
And it's just like I can see how the Firmament story could have been good. The reason why it wasn't good was because you formed no connection to the characters. You needed more information about the characters and their motives. It was just basically, this guy turns up, did some bad shit, it all went wrong. That's it. And it's like, right, but why did he? Like, why did he do those things?
Because he was a baddie.
Yeah, but that's not good enough.
Baddies do bad shit. That's how it works.
There's always a motive, right?
Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. He doesn't. Mr. Bond, I expect you to go to a spa day. Does he? He doesn't do that. Baddies.
No, that's not what I'm
baddies
saying.
be
Yeah,
bad.
but baddies are bad, but normally for a reason. Like, it's generally not just all about power, is it? There's always a reason for them wanting that power.
Yeah.
Other than this guy's bad and he did bad stuff. Like, no. Like, it's not. No. Ranting. I should have put the rant button on. So, yeah, Firmament, I'd kind of...
Avoid.
Tim. 10 out of 10. Would Tim again? Jeff in a shower. Score. Definitely 10 out of 10. Sorry, that's kind of in joke. What would you give Firmament out of 10?
I'd probably go for like a 6. It wasn't awful.
6. I'd go for a 4.
No,
I didn't like it more than you didn't like it.
The graphics were good. Like it just bad execution, I think. Really.
Yeah, no, 4 out of 10 from me.
And that electric puzzle, that fucking thing. It's like I'm still to this day, I don't know where the information is in the game that tells you what you're supposed to be fucking doing. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's easy to make something hard, a puzzle hard, if you don't tell someone what they've got to do.
If you don't give them the
So what am I doing?
tools
Where am I doing it? Why am I doing it? What am I trying to achieve from doing it?
I think that that is the, other than the story, like, that's what makes the game fall apart, is that there's no kind of incentive to move forward. Like, at certain points we were sitting here going like, what is actually our objective here? Like, what are we trying to do other than find the next puzzle? Like, what is the point in this? Yeah, it kind of did feel a little bit like that in certain places, promo. Like, yeah, I think it kind of got maybe sort of 2/3 through, and I'd kind of totally given up and given the controls to Pete and was sitting here just slagging it off.
It kind of... Yeah, retrograde, yeah, right. But this is what I'm saying. So, but that was acceptable then, wasn't it? Like, and picks where you had that puzzle and it was a pixel. And it literally was a pixel. You had to find that pixel.
There is no pixel hunting in Firmament.
And that was acceptable to make it a hard puzzle.
Yeah.
But that's not acceptable now.
No.
And like when they make a game longer, because you have to go back through 18 screens to get the thing, and then you have to come back again, and then you have to go back again. And
there was quite a bit of that.
That type of stuff. It's like, was all expected and acceptable but not so much
what
now.
They tried to do, Myst spoilers now. Like, I'm assuming that everyone has played Myst, but if you haven't, Myst spoilers. Like, so in Myst, you kind of go through these worlds, and then there's kind of like this epiphany, and you realise that how you've interpreted the world isn't right. So you have to kind of go back through them with a different objective. I won't kind of give too much away. And it's almost like they tried to do that with Firmament, but it just doesn't work.
Nah.
But I think part of that is that you're not giving that incentive to make it want to work.
Well, I don't understand. Like, there wasn't any. It was a game that had
And you're
no
still
puzzles
giving
in
it
it.
6 out of 10.
But yeah,
You're giving like a adventure puzzle game 6 out of 10, even though you've just slugged it off and said there were no puzzles. Is it really worth 6 out of 10 then? Just for visuals and voice acting. Although, yeah, root for you scores are subjective. I'm just being annoying to watch them up.
Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, right, let's go back. That one. Right, so that was Firmament. Spoilers over. Would you make harder content optional as opposed to part of the main storyline? I quite liked how Monkey Island, is it 3? It is 3, isn't it? I think. They give you the option, didn't they? Like, do you want the harder puzzles or do you want the easier ones? Like, I thought I quite like it when they do that, because then it's people who aren't familiar with the adventure genre. It allows them to become familiar with it. And yeah, like I was like, yeah, give me the puzzles. Yeah. So I quite like that, yeah. Like, I think if you're going to remove the challenge completely, then there's not really much point. You might as well go and play a visual novel. Because, you know, like the whole point of an adventure game is that you're there for some puzzles.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, accessibility, right? Pete's silent there. What? Go on,
No, I'm just thinking.
I
I suppose, yeah. Well, no. If you've put a puzzle in, there must be a reason to have a puzzle. So therefore,
think like games are getting better at making puzzles relevant. As in, you know, like some of like the older adventure games, like classic adventures. Sometimes there were puzzles just to extend the gameplay.
yeah,
There wasn't any reason for that puzzle being there, and it didn't really kind of make sense in terms of the storyline, but there was a puzzle. Whereas now the puzzles do tend to be more integrated with the story.
Yeah. Oh, and that's why there was so little puzzles in Firmament, because there was no story.
Ah, there we go. Solved it.
Right, okay.
That's it, Cyan. That's your problem. 10% on the next game?
Shite.
Hold on, we said no spoilers.
Sorry.
Right, we're not talking about Firmament anymore. Let's do the next one.
Next one.
I've got to figure out which button that was. I might press the wrong button again. I will apologise. No. Right, so the next update. Ethan has obviously finished his exams, waiting for GCSE results. So Pete and I took a day off with him a couple of weeks ago, just to like hang out for the day, kind of exams are over, let's distress kind of way.
And it turns out after spending sort of good 14 hours with him in one go, we don't like him, and we won't be doing that again.
Oh, shut up, yeah.
It was a waste of a day's holiday.
What did we do?
We
went to a local shopping centre.
Yes.
Because he wanted to buy himself some new clothes. We did that. We had donuts for breakfast, obviously, day off, holiday. And then we spent the afternoon by the seaside and went to the board game hut, where we decided to sit down for, well, how long were we there? 3 or 4 hours, and play Zombicide and have drinks while we were there. And just want to say like a big thank you to, well, no idea what her name is, but
the owner
of the board game hut. Oh, they're so lovely. Like, they could hear us struggling with some of the rules because we haven't played Zombicide since January.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time. And she kept coming over to make sure we were all right and explain the rules to her. So, yeah, it was a really nice afternoon.
It was all right.
I think Ethan was surprised at how much he enjoyed playing a board game, because we got home and then he was like, oh, can we get snacks and carry on playing board games? So we came home and then we played the Night Cage.
We did.
For a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Or did we? Or did we play... No, we didn't. We played Arkham Horror.
Arkham Horror, and then
the following
next
night
day
we played Night
Cage.
Cage. Yeah, so we had like a weekend of board games, which was really nice. I think it's nice to be able to show Ethan that board games are not just Monopoly, which is kind of what he thought, if you get what I mean. Like, you know, give him something with a story where he can go shooting zombies. Like, he's all over it. I think Arkham Horror kind of threw him off a little bit to begin with.
Yeah.
And I had to kind of explain to him, like, you know, like in most board games, like you start off here and the aim is to get better and be here. It's like, no, in Arkham Horror, you start off here and things gradually get worse. And you're just trying to keep it, like...
barely trying to make it through the game.
But that's what makes it so fun, because you know that every single card you draw is going to be terrible.
A kick in the face.
And it's like, right, how much worse is it going to get? Like, how much worse is the doom of the world going to increase? But yeah, if you are into board games, Arkham Horror board game.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Like, it's quite heavy, as in there's a lot to...
Get out of the box.
When you read the book... No. Like, when you read the book... you're not getting a pun. When you read the book, you read it and like, oh my God, like, there's so many rules. How am I going to remember this? But when you play it, it does kind of flow and you don't need the book. Like, once you've kind of gone through a couple of turns, it's like, oh, okay, like, this is easy. And then you kind of... It just flows. Like, it's really nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, recommend that one. So yeah, thank you to the guys from the Board Game Hut who looked after us on that afternoon. We'll be back. Well, we'll probably pop in there tomorrow, actually.
It's possible,
We'll pop in there tomorrow. Right, next one. Then the following day, we went to a food festival. I will just point out that this is a photo from it, but we didn't stay around long enough to see this act because it was so hot. Wasn't it? It was so hot. It was lovely. It was a really nice morning, actually. What did we have? Like, we bought fudge, we bought nuts, we bought strawberry laces. I bought strawberry laces. What else did we have? Trying to think. Bagels.
All different drink waters.
Oh yeah, coconut water and
cucumber. No Jaffa cakes.
No, sorry, no Jaffa cakes. But yeah, so it was really nice, and I think like Ethan's kind of, where he's getting a bit older, he's getting more adventurous with his food. So it's not just pizza and chicken nuggets now. Like, he wants to try stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice being able to take you. Like, he likes going to food festivals now because he's like, yeah, let me try everything. But there was a stall selling like paste for Thai curries, and I love red curry. Love red curry. So I was like, right, I'm going to go and buy some red curry. So while we were there, the lady said to Ethan, do you want to try some? And he hasn't had a red curry before. So I was like, oh, like he likes spicy food. Like, go and try it. And then if you like it, I'll make it when you're with us. I didn't warn him how hot a red curry can be when it's made properly. Like, I just didn't think to say to him. And I think he was shocked at how it was. Hence the reason for the coconut water afterwards.
He enjoyed it.
No, he did. Yeah, it was a really nice day. So we went to the food festival, came home, ate fudge, and played Night Cage. So yeah, Night Cage is another good board game.
Yeah, Night Cage is good fun.
Night Cage is good. So that was our next day. There you go. Right, what's up next? Oh, wine tasting. Pete and I went wine tasting a couple of weeks ago.
We did.
And that was...
Very winey.
Yeah, so this picture is one that I grabbed from the website because we were so busy drinking, we didn't take any photographs. Did you get wasted? We didn't, but we kind of learnt our lesson from the one we went to before COVID.
Yeah.
And we're like, right, okay, we know how dangerous this is now. Like, we know to just... So whereas, like, our first one, we were like, right, just try a bit of everything. This one, we actually went through the guide and we're like, right, let's just mark off the wines that we know we like. As in, not like ones we tried before, but the type of wine that we know we like. So we were very good. We kind of stuck to...
our plan.
Yeah. But that was fun. I think it's really hard to explain, but like when we go to stuff like that, like it feels like everyone else is so much more grown up than us. And I don't mean like in age, I just mean...
Yeah.
Like, Pete and I feel like the kids. So it's quite nice because we feel young.
Yeah. I remember being young.
But we did come away with 12 bottles of wine.
Well, actual fact, we've got 24 bottles.
Because they delivered the wrong wine. And we're still waiting for them to pick up. They delivered the right wine, but they haven't yet picked up the wrong wine. Apparently
it's going to be Monday now.
We'll see. We might end up with 24 bottles of wine. But yeah, like, well, that was really nice wine tasting.
No, I enjoyed the wine tasting evening. It's good fun.
Yeah, it's good fun. If you get a chance to do it and you like wine, obviously.
Yeah, if you don't like wine,
do it. Yeah,
I
you're
wouldn't have thought
screwed.
you much point going, to be fair.
The only thing I would say is take a water bottle.
Yeah, water.
Yeah. You need some, and make sure you have something like good to eat beforehand. I know, right?
I reckon you could almost get away with it. They are very.
We're too honest.
If I had pushed it, I reckon I could have got a lot out of that. But
Pot noodle. Yeah, you might need more than a pot noodle. Like at the one we went to, they did have a few food stores. So you could have mussels, you could have cheese, and you could have like cured meat.
it wasn't mussels, it was oysters.
Oysters, that's it. But they're all kind of like picky foods, not like meals.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need to. Like, we went out and had fish and chips before we went to the wine tasting. Tim's like, "You guys are meant to be getting fit. What are you doing?" Yeah, it's been a kind of food-heavy couple of weeks. We've had a few food festivals, wine tasting, but it's starting to come down now. So it's all right, Tim. We're on track. It's fine.
It is fine.
Yeah. All right, so that was wine tasting. What's next? More food. So, because Pete's mum was on holiday for her birthday, we didn't get to see her. So Ethan decided that he would cook her an Italian meal for her birthday a couple of weeks ago, like as a belated birthday present. Because she loves Italy and she loves Italian food. So this is Ethan's attempt at bruschetta. It was actually really nice. Like, he did a really good job. So we had bruschetta, we had Italian sausage pasta, and then we had cheesecake. Except Pete doesn't eat any of that. so I had to cook Pete different stuff.
I can't help it.
No, but it was really nice. So yeah, hence the red and white tablecloth there, because we decorated the...
I had beans and toast. Yeah.
Ethan and I decorated at the dining room to like what do they call it? Because of a T, didn't it? It's an Italian
Traverna?
Something like that. It's not a Traverna, it's a tria something, but one of those. So we had I went into our box of Christmas decorations and I pulled out all the red candle holders and ivy, strings of ivy. So we had it looked like kind of vine leaves always. But yeah, your mum was she didn't expect it. So when she come in, and obviously there's kind of and then we had Michael Bublé playing because it's her favourite. We had wine ready. I think she was quite...
Yeah.
She was quite oh, look what my grandson's done for me. But that was a nice evening. There was quite a lot of wine that evening.
Yeah, it was the only bad sort of thing about it.
I know what you're going to say, and you can shut up. That his mum was there. That's what you're going to say. It was for your mum's birthday. See, look. Yeah, so Ethan has decided that he wants to cook us all another meal. So this time he's going American. So I think we're having pulled pork and sides. He did message me during the week asking about coleslaw. Did we still have any pickled cabbage for coleslaw? And I think he went to do a cherry pie. I think he was saying for dessert.
Right. When we next eat, is he? I don't know. Is he going to cook? No, I don't know.
It's just nice to see him taking an interest in cooking after he was quite a fussy eater when he was younger.
You're still a bit fussy now.
They can be, but there was a lot of years where it was just literally chicken nuggets and pizza and sausages, and that was it.
I think
it's nice to see him kind of branch out now. Now he's much more willing to just go, yeah, I'll try it.
Yeah.
Which is nice. So yeah, there you go. That was Ethan's attempt at bruschetta. Which was, it was good. It was really nice.
I don't know. I didn't eat it. So.
Next up. Right, this is a bit of a weird one.
Omar, you dropped your phone.
Right, I'm going to backtrack. We'll explain it. Right. Do you remember Omar, the singer from, I guess, the 90s?
Yeah,
maybe?
90s.
He had like one hit that everyone knows.
There's nothing like this. That one.
Yeah, like I'm guessing that most people, at least most people our age, are going to know that song. So when Pete and I first started dating, it turned out that Omar...
I was Omar.
Made me think of What Is Love.
Not How Do I Know.
No. When we first started dating, it turned out that Omar was going to be singing in a kind of... It's a restaurant that they have a stage, like near us, around the corner, or where I used to live. So you booked tickets for us, didn't you?
So we had dinner.
We had dinner, and then we
watched Omar.
And then we got quite drunk, and as we left, Omar was at his car.
Which was a Beetle.
And he dropped his mobile phone under the car. So Pete shouted out, "Oi, Omar, you dropped your phone." And it's just something now that when we're drunk, we kind of say. Like, I don't know why. It's just one of them random things. So when we heard... No, actually, backtrack a bit more. So one day, Ethan asked me how long it would take to walk to your work. So I got up Google Maps and was like, okay, it's this long. Oh, hang on a minute. Right opposite Pete's work, there's a jazz club. We've lived in this town for, 6 years now? And there's a jazz club that we never knew about. So we were like, what the hell? So we looked it up online, and guess who was playing there? Omar.
So we went to see Omar.
Again.
But can confirm, he didn't drop his phone.
He didn't drop his phone. No, but he did rock up about half hour late.
Yeah, and to be fair, right, he got up on the stage and he was just, boom, I'm singing. The geezer can sing.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about it at all.
He
can just belt out a song, and it don't matter to him. And there was no warming up or anything, was there? He was just like, I'm on stage, I got my music, and here, I'm going. Yeah. And off he went. So, which is professional, I guess.
Shout out to the guy who he asked for a request, didn't he? Not from Omar, from the DJ. And he just bust in some shapes on the dance floor. Do you remember him? Yeah. Like, fair play to him. Like, he was
dance
just
like
going
no one's
for
watching.
It. Damn right. You rock on. Like,
he did. Yeah, he was committed.
Going for it. Yeah, fair play. If you're gonna ask the DJ for a song, you got to go for it.
I suppose so.
Do it properly. Like, yeah, there you go. Random fact: there's a jazz club around the corner that we never knew about.
And Omar was there.
Yeah.
And we went to see him.
Yeah, and we had a few drinks.
But we did have to leave early.
Why did we have to leave early?
Because Zelda was being a shit.
So when we left, Zelda was still outside in the garden, and the cat flap locked about half an hour after we were due to leave. So we were like, oh, that's okay, we'll leave her at the garden. She'll come in for food and then won't be able to get back out after we've gone. No, we're sitting there watching the camera on Pete's phone, watching Zelda sit in the garden, and it's getting later and later and later, and it got to about 10:10, and we were like, no, we've got to go home, we've got to go and get Zelda in. So sorry, Omar, we missed the second set of your show.
Yeah, so we didn't actually see him play. There's nothing like this, because that's his sort of big end of his set, and we didn't see it, which was disappointing. But what it did do is introduce us to a really nice new place that's local. So we booked tickets to go back again this month. We're going to Ibiza night. Woo, woo. We will see what that's going to be like. Yeah, we're going to go and party with the kids. We will see. Yeah. So yeah, that was Omar. What's next? There's not much more. Oh yeah, 10K. Yeah, I ran in the London 10K last Sunday. So much love to everyone who... Hi Dave. Hi Dave, how you doing? Much love and hugs and kisses to everyone who helped raise £260 for Special Effect. So what that does do is bring our total raised for Special Effect this year up to, I think it's like £3,273, which is crazy. Like, crazy good. But yeah, like,
So thank you to everyone who donated and showed support, and massive shout outs to especially to Tim and to Ellen for doing the whole fitness thing, and for their encouragement and their motivation, like every single day. Like thank you to those guys, and to Dave and to Dart Shocks that joined the club recently. So yeah, we're all getting fit together, and like genuinely, if it hadn't have been for those guys kind of pushing me on, I wouldn't have done as much training as I'd done.
No, yeah, that's very true.
Because like every time I'm on the treadmill and I feel like giving up, I'm like, I can't text the group and say that I didn't do it, like I didn't manage it, and I said, no, I've got to keep going. So thanks to those guys.
Is the idea of the club.
So when I started out the training back in January, my aim was to do this in an hour, because I've never managed to break the hour mark for a 10k. But with the apprenticeship, training has been really difficult. So over the past month or two, I've carried on the training, but I've not done as much as I should have done. So I came in at just under an hour and 7, which isn't bad. It's not bad. I did 9k in an hour, so it's not far off. But hey, I finished it and I didn't walk. Like that was my thing. I just wanted to run the whole thing. So I did. Shout out to the guys who were also running from Special Effect, especially the guy who was wearing the shark suit. Like he had this inflatable shark suit, and I saw him he passed me. He's obviously a much better runner. He passed me because I'm really slow. But then I passed him at 3k, and he was struggling big time. Like the sweat inside this suit, you could see it. He was so hot. Like
yeah, well,
so I shark guy.
Yeah, shark guy, man.
Shark guy, like you crazy that you did well. Yeah, I know. When we got home and like Pete took that photo, and when he sent me, I was like, look at the dude on the left. Yeah, don't wear a shark suit for a 10k.
No, like, bad.
But what was really funny, like when the race starts, like you have like a pen. Hi, Dark Sharks.
Sup, Dark Sharks. Raiders, hello.
God, no, not twice. How you doing? Oh god, oh yeah, that was it. So when you start the 10k, oh don't worry, you missed a happy birthday. We wished you happy birthday.
Yeah, we missed you happy birthday. So we'll do again. Happy birthday.
But you get a pen letter, and then you go in a pen with like the other people who are set to run at the same time as you, and then you kind of work your way up through the pens, like towards the start line. And they have like DJs along the route to kind of entertain you. Oh. And there were there was two guys. There was Shark Guy, and there was a guy dressed as Link. And like the woman, the DJ, she was like, oh look, there's someone dressed as Peter Pan. And all the crowd was like, ooh. No.
So someone and then she went, oh sorry, it's Zelda. And everybody just went, oh God.
And then I didn't hear
And then a bit further on, there was another one. And she went, it's a Christmas elf.
It's all right, Link guy. We knew who you were. Yeah. Your birthday, Dark Shocks. Happy belated birthday. Like we were catching up on all the stuff that we've been doing over the past month. And the first thing was happy birthday to you and Tim, because you shared birthdays this month. So yeah, like fair play to the guys who did turn up in costume. Like Special Effect have been taking part in the 10k now for 15 years. And they do encourage participants to wear fancy dress. I've noticed that over the years, fewer and fewer people do, because it's really hard to run in fancy dress. So fair play to the two guys that did. Like
unless you're dressed up as a marathon runner.
Yeah, I guess so, but it's not to do with video game. Well, no, actually, we were like, why is he dressed as a shark? And then afterwards, I realised I saw a post on LinkedIn, and they work for a developer who the name is related to sharks. Which I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was like, oh, okay, that's why. Like, it makes sense now.
Didn't make no sense at 3k when he was sweating buckets.
Bless him. I did stop and was like, come on, like, you can do this. Like, I was like, come on.
He was on his way out. If he finished that race, he took that suit off because he was in trouble.
Yeah, he was. But like I said, he was a better runner than I was, clearly. So I don't think it was
No.
him.
It was
the
the suit.
Yeah, definitely. Like a fish out of water. That's got to be a pun, right? So yeah, like a couple of people have said to me since, like, was the race easier or harder? Pete, marathon, you sure? Was the 10K easier or harder than you thought? It was like, in my head it was harder. Like, I remember like running and thinking, oh my god, like this was so, I remember this being easier. But then when I got to the end, like I worked it out like with my watch that I'd maintained the same pace all the way through. So it's like, well, it must have been easier. The training must be having some effect if I can keep that pace up. So that was pretty, yeah, exactly.
Dave, I ain't running no marathon, man.
But speaking of marathons, I have news, don't I?
You do have news.
I got a place in the London Marathon.
Yes, you have.
So, on a whim, about a month or so ago, is that another pun there? I think so. Is that good? Yeah, well. So when I volunteered last year for Special Effect, I met Maddie, who's like one of the events coordinators for the first time. And she's a runner. And she was like, oh, like you've got to do the 10K. And I was like, okay, like I'll sign up to the 10K. And she was like, one day I'll have you doing the marathon. I was like, oh, like we'll see. And then I noticed a post on LinkedIn at the beginning of June from Maddie saying, oh, like we're doing the ballot for the London Marathon. Like if you want to apply to run for Special Effect, apply. So I was like, oh, like they have so many people apply for these places. Like I'm not going to get one. I'll just apply, just do it. And then I got a call from Maddie saying, are you going to do it? Like there's a place for you. I'm like, yeah. So when I picked up the phone, there was when she said what the call was about, there was a part of my brain going, oh shit, what have I done? Like there was a moment of hesitation where I was like, yeah. But yeah, like so we can't see chat now. Zelda's back.
Zelda, what are you doing?
Are you coming here? So I will say, like, I've run on and off over the years. Pun from Eve. There we go. Like maybe the past 20 years, say I've run on and off. And the marathon has always been on my bucket list. I don't think I'd ever do it more than once. Like I purely think like, I'll do it next year and then that'll be it. I'll be like, I'm never doing that again. But it's just one of those things that I've always wanted to do. So the training is real now. That's really not a good photo, but I went to get Special Effect and the marathon in it. The training plan for the marathon started on Tuesday?
Yes.
Tuesday. So yeah, it's like in full effect now, like properly. I think I get one day off a week. Dave, it does, honestly, like it does not matter. Like I think this my aim is, like I've been reading this book by a marathon runner, like about training programs.
Run marathons.
It pretty much is that, yeah. And he's like, if this is your first marathon, don't even put a time on it. Like, just do it for the experience. So that's what I'm in for. Like, I just want to, I don't care if I have to walk the whole way. Like, that's why I'm there. Like, just get me across the finish line. So, whether it's 8 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours, it's all about
20 hours.
I'm just throwing out numbers.
Okay.
It's like, have I seriously got to wait for you for 20 hours?
20 hours. I'll go home. Come back at the end.
Thanks for that. Thanks for your support.
No worries, bubs.
So yeah, like full on training now. It's going to get tough. So tomorrow morning is the first, so like you train through the week, but it's only kind of for 45 minutes each time. And then Sundays are kind of where you put in the long run. So it's the first long run tomorrow. But obviously, because it's the first week, it's only 3 miles. So, so yeah, tomorrow should be pretty easy. But after it's going to get harder, obviously, a lot harder.
Yes.
But yeah, like really excited. So there'll probably be some marathon updates over the next few months. But like the nice thing is as well that we've kind of decided to include Game Blast and the marathon like kind of in one big event for next year. So we're gonna do a 24-hour marathon for Game Blast in February, and then obviously the running marathon in April. So yeah, there'll be more news and stuff and stuff coming soon.
Yes.
So, and then I think Boxels occasionally will pop up and put details in chat. Right, I'm going to read these messages now. It's important to stay hydrated while significant other is running. Relationships all around teamwork.
Exactly, which is why I will be in the pub.
Right,
such
okay.
as Tim mentioned, while you are doing your...
Yeah, like, but this is really weird. Like, right now, it's not so much the run that I'm worried about. It's like the things
To the ground.
Like what Promo said. Like, if you down like loads of water before you run, you're going to need to go to the loo. Like, how do you go to the loo? Like, while you're running a marathon? Like...
Right, I can answer this question, and I shall answer it in song. Let it go, let it go.
Yeah. No, but it's things like that. It's like the practicalities of it.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, but actually on that note,
What the
big
let it
shout
go.
out to the guys who work at Run Active in Leigh-on-Sea.
Oh, yes.
Oh, they were so nice. Like, I went in there to get some new trainers to start the marathon training, and David was his name. He was so helpful and really patient and answered loads of questions, not just about trainers, but about marathon running too. So thank you to those guys. If you're in Essex and need trainers or advice, Run Active, okay, go check them out. Like, we're not sponsored, but it's just, you know like when you get some really nice customer service and it sticks with you. Like, genuinely, I'm going to be buying all my running stuff from there from now on.
And the thing was, he must be like, if he's not the owner, he must be a manager or something, right? Because he lost his shit, didn't he? When he, because you had said apparently you buy trainers for running at a different size than your shoe size, right? And so someone had let you buy a pair of trainers in the correct shoe size, and he was like, that can't happen in this shop. That was bad, and he was not happy. And we were like, no, because we just asked for a size.
I literally went in at 5:30 before they were shut.
Yeah.
Go, I want these trainers. I want them in a 6. Have you got them in stock? And they were like, yeah. And to be fair, like the woman who sold them to me was like, have you tried them on? And I had tried them on at a different shop, but not, like, literally just popped in and tried them on. So it's not their fault. But yeah, it was just really nice customer service.
3 litres of water didn't go to the loo once because his body had used the water.
Seriously?
It's a Sahara desert. It's quite warm there, isn't it?
I don't even know if I could fit 3 litres of water in. Like, damn.
Thanks, Tim.
Steel boots. Really? Confused. Wow, okay. Well, fortunately, someone, like one of your mum's friends, has run marathons. So I'm going to see if I can take them both out for lunch and pick his brains. Because I have no clue what I'm doing. Like, seriously. But when do we ever know what we're doing?
Not often.
Nah. So yeah, that's the news. That's what we've been up to since the last stream. A few little things going on. Apprenticeship is almost done, so things should start slowly getting back.
You did so in all this. It was all about you. It was nothing of mine. There was.
So what have you done in the past?
Bought a bike.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot that. People bike. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't used it.
That's because you buying a bike is not in my calendar. Like, I had to go through my calendar today and go, right, what have we actually done? Thanks, Dave. But yeah, people bought a bike.
I bought a bike. So I'm now a bicyclist.
He is.
I am.
You've been cycling to work, haven't you?
I have. I mean, I've done it 3 or 4 times. Yes, 4 times. I'm pretty much dead, to be honest.
You do come home and you look shattered.
I mean, it's just what you need at the end of the day. But I'm enjoying it, I think.
You come home and you say, I really like the bike. Like, you do come home and you look like you're shattered and you're like guzzling water. But yeah, I can see you're enjoying it. But sometimes, like, it's nice just to kind of do that exertion and you feel like you've achieved something. I can imagine Promo singing that.
Buy a bike, buy a bike.
We're going to have to see if we can find it on YouTube now.
Yeah. But anyway, there we go. So I bought a bike.
Yeah, picked up a bike. I think that's about it. Ethan went to prom.
And
is that it?
I still haven't managed to buy any new tech.
Yeah, no new tech.
No new tech.
Maybe after payday. Who knows?
Well, not at the moment. I've got to pay the bike off.
Oh yeah, pay for the bike.
So, gonna have to. I've taken health over I know, Dave, right? Disappointing, no tech, right?
This getting healthy is expensive.
It is expensive though, isn't it? Like, there's nothing easy about. Like, we went swimming the other night. A tenner.
Yeah. Oh my God, swimming the other night. Wow. Like after 20 minutes, the pair of us was like, "Why is this so hard?"
It's tough, isn't it? Like, yeah, it like being healthy. Like, the food is not cheap.
No.
It's harder to prepare. It doesn't come in a plastic container you just pop in the oven. You have to like
when
chop
did I
it.
ever give you a
I'm
dinner that was a
joking.
plastic container?
Right. But it's just the whole thing is tougher. Like getting fit.
Oh yeah, don't worry, Dave. Like pre-COVID, if I was going into the office, I'd have to get up at 4. So I feel your pain. I know what that's like.
Yeah.
But to be honest, we found some really good recipes though.
Yeah, we found some lovely food.
Yeah,
we don't do bad for food. I was just
it's just it does. You have to kind of be a bit more organised about it.
And it's more expensive.
It is more expensive.
Like you, this is the thing that always gets me. Like the people, you need to get the public eating better. Get them off the NHS because they're this, that, and the other, and their heart problems and this and that. It's all they're eating the bad food.
But you need to make it accessible.
So don't have a massive bag of crisps.
You always gone about crisps.
I know, for like 50p, because I can eat that bag of crisps and I'm full up for the day, right? And it's cost me 50p. Or I can buy an apple for £3.50. It's like people are going to buy the crisps.
Especially if you've got a family to provide for.
So don't do that. Make the crisps dear and the apples cheap. And then people will buy the cheap thing.
I will just point out that it's probably not as easy as we're making it out to be. But yeah.
I really,
Yeah. Well, Joe, I'm gonna have a rant. Where's my rant? Have I still got my rant button? I do. Right, I'm gonna have a rant. Tesco's, you absolutely suck. Like,
yeah, Tesco's.
Tesco's is the only supermarket near us, so we have to go there. But seriously, all the fresh fruit and veg that we've been buying lately, within a couple of days, it's turned. Like Tesco's, you genuinely do suck. I hate you.
Yeah, Tesco's.
Yeah. Prick. If there was another supermarket within range, we would be going there.
The taters. Oh, mate, I bought a pack of taters. I opened them and
this stream is so middle-aged.
Yeah, right. I'm going to stop.
No, but seriously.
You hate it. I don't mind Co-op. Our Co-op's all right.
Our Co-op's all right. Yeah. It really was. That's got to be a pun. But yeah, it's seriously really bad.
Yeah, it's fucking nasty.
Anyway,
let's not be. I'm going to go make a drink. I'm gasping for a drink.
Are you?
Do you want to tell me anything?
I'll tell you what we do. We will... Right, so the plan is for today, let me just explain this. There's this woman in my Co-op hovering every morning when I go in and she really annoys me. So it's not the Co-op that you hate, Promo, it's the woman hovering in Co-op. Hi, Co-op woman, wherever you are.
Is that hoovering or hovering?
Imagine that, hoovering. Oh, it is hoovering, yeah.
So she's... Yeah, I'd punch her in the face too. That don't know on me.
Although later levels does not condone punching people in the face.
I'm only joking, I wouldn't.
Right, anyway, so our plan for the stream today, other than doing what we normally do and chatting far too long, was to steal Tonda's idea to do kind of a walkthrough of the pins on my jacket. Sorry, I misread
and when
that.
she's levitating, I've got her leaning on the side like that, just floating. Oh.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, so we've got my jacket laid out with Zelda laying all over it, obviously. So I'm not entirely sure how well this is going to work because she's sitting on most of the pins.
But We have pecan.
We do have Pete cam that we can get close-ups of the pins
Of
with.
Pete.
Do you want me to turn it on? No, I can't turn it on in this scene. Oh, Pete, what's
Careful. Yeah, right. Put
Yeah,
that back. Don't upset the cat.
Yeah.
My son upset the cat. There
No,
we go.
don't upset the cat. She's not been well. Look.
There we go. Move out of the way of the cat. Oh, come here.
Tonda. We'll get her some treats.
Yeah, I'll
We're going
get
to give her a little
something.
something. So yeah, like we've got the jacket laid out with all the pins. So we just thought we'd kind of do a chat. Again, there's no organisation to this whatsoever. So we figured that people in chat could just pick a pin and then I'll give the story behind it. Dave, you've got this. Come on, teamwork. You can do it. So yeah, that's the plan. Obviously, Pete wants a drink, so why don't we put the break screen on for a moment? We'll make a cup of tea, and then we'll come back and we'll actually start the stream. What's the matter? What are you looking at?
Nothing.
You're looking at the soundboard and you're pressing things.
No, it finished.
Oh, the
so
music.
I was just starting the music.
Oh, okay, that goes to show you how long we've been chatting for. Right, so that's the plan. So go grab yourself. It's Saturday night. You're allowed a little snack on a Saturday night. Cup of tea, whatever you feel like. And then we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Exactly, Nomad. Just wing it. You'll be fine. That's what later levels is all about.
Ain't it just?
It's tough. Like, it is tough, Dark Shocks. Like, just don't, like, beat yourself up about it. You're doing good, however you're doing. Like, the fact that you're putting emphasis and focus onto trying to do it, like, that's progress.
Yeah.
Like, I think all too often we beat ourselves up about having, like, a day where we fall off the wagon.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's just life. Like, it happens. Just don't beat yourself up about it and know that in the morning you'll start again. Like, get back to it. It's good. And what I will say is, like, Tim setting up the server, for me, has been, like, the best thing. Like, just having people doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And knowing that, like, it's not just you who has the bad day or like the bad run or that extra thing that you weren't meant to eat that you ate or whatever. Like, we all do it. Like, it's happened to all of us in that server.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're all there to, like, support each other. Like, it's all good. Like, don't feel bad.
No.
Exactly. No, but don't do pot noodle sandwich because that sounds rank. Don't do that. That is wrong. Okay, I'm sorry, promo. Don't feel guilty about anything, but do feel guilty about pot noodle sandwich.
Yeah, because all the bread would go soggy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that.
Exactly. No, I don't like soggy bread. Oh no.
But then it's all right if you dip bread in soup.
Yeah, but the soup kind of coats it, so as long as you eat it quick, it's not soggy.
Right.
But, like, if you leave it in too long, it goes soggy. Like, oh no, soggy bread.
Right,
We're talking about food again.
Mushy peas and gravy.
Oh, I haven't had mushy peas for ages. Pete doesn't like mushy peas and he doesn't like gravy, so that's a no.
Right, drink.
Right, okay,
drink.
so we'll put the holding screen on, a couple of minutes. Pete's going to make a tea, and then we'll come back and we shall talk pins.
Pinage.
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 Like lasagne.
Like lasagne.
Pinage. Right, go put the kettle on and we'll see you in a couple of moments. There you go, we're back. Hope everyone's got tea.
Tea,
Yeah, we've got tea.
indeed.
There you go, look. We've got tea. Oh man, like I can't. This is in a mug that Pete bought me, but I can't actually show you guys yet because. Oh yeah, hold on. We can do car cam. Hang on. I'll put that there. Yeah. Right, hang on. Let's see if this works. Pete bought me a new mug. There you go. That was Pete Cam. It was because like the apprenticeship data, you know. And who doesn't love Excel?
I've heard it's quite useful.
Right, so yeah, this is my jacket. People who saw me wear this at the gaming market and people who've seen various photographs will probably notice that badges have kind of moved position. They do tend to move quite often as I get kind of new ones to try and even the sides out, because it's actually really heavy. So if you don't get kind of the weight evenly distributed, it kind of is quite uncomfortable. So yeah, like this is my genuine jacket. I do wear it as it is, but yeah, just in case you think, look, that wasn't there last time. And new pins are probably added at least once a month. There's probably a few new ones on there that some people haven't seen before. Right, so if we think, I said to Pete earlier, like, should I kind of go through this in kind of like date order, like the one I got first and that kind of thing? And he was like, nah, just let chat decide. So we're gonna let chat decide. Someone pick a pin and I will explain the story behind it.
Where are the coasters?
The coaster, right, hang on, let me get Pete a coaster, hang on.
Oh, I didn't realise they were over there. I thought they were down by your side. Sorry, she's boy.
No, I moved them because my jacket was obviously on the table. Right, so this one, this is admit one to hell. So this was a Christmas present from Ellen this year, or last year, like most recent Christmas, along with, are you going to do some Pete Cam? There you go. Wait for it to focus. Along with the cat on the other side. I'm going to show that one, are you? There you go. Which says, so I work hard so my cat can have a better life. So Ellen sent these to me from Canada for Christmas. I like I've turned it off. Pete, do you want me to introduce it? Right, okay. This is what Pete's doing. This is Pete Cam. Are you done? Oh, you're gonna have fun with it, aren't you? So the hell ticket is probably the most apt one because we kind of like with Ellen, like we've been talking to Ellen maybe 4 years, I think, that we've kind of been like really kind of close friends, and like we always kind of say that like if we say something bad, we kind of go, oh, it's okay, we're going to hell anyway, we'll see you there. So that's kind of where the one-way ticket to hell has kind of come from, I think. Like right. It's, you know, like when you're in the company of friends that you really trust and you know you can say something and it can be like a really like flippant comment or something that you don't mean, but it's just you know they're gonna get that you don't mean, like that sounds really bad, but do you know what I mean?
That you're only fucking about.
Yeah.
There we go.
So I think that we play games online with Ellen once a week, and the whole thing does get very sarcastic.
It can. Yeah.
So we're like, oh, it's okay, we're going to hell, it's fine. So So yeah, that's where the hell tea come from. It's actually from Canada, along with So that's actually a good point. That's a good example. So when I first met Tim, we were both bloggers, and we kind of knew each other through the blogs and had been chatting through comments and stuff. And then it turned out that Tim was in Birmingham for, was it KitterCon, Tim? Or was it something else? Tim was in a hotel at the NEC for a convention, while Phil and I were at the NEC for Rest in peace. And yeah, so we met up in person for the first time in the pub in the NEC. And the first thing Tim did was hand me, like, I didn't know what Cards Against Humanity was. Like, I'd never heard of it. And Tim hands me this card that says paedophiles. And it's been a friendship made in heaven ever since. So that was my introduction to both Tim and Cards Against Humanity. So yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Hell. Yeah. Good point. Not heaven, hell. So yeah, but that's kind of what like this one means to me. It's kind of like those moments where you're with friends and you don't have to watch what you say, because you know that it's nothing's going to be like misconstrued, and you can be like yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's there you go. That's kind of the meaning behind that one, and the fact that it was a Christmas present. So, all right, next. Someone pick one. Oh, hold on. Up above, like promo, it said save Ferris, so we'll go for that one next. You want me to put Pete Cam back on?
Oh yeah, I got to do the Pete Cam.
Okay, you do Pete Cam. Pete. All right, we'll do cowboy hat next.
Pete Cam.
Right, there you go. Save Ferris. So I bought that one at the London Gaming Market.
Yes, it was, wasn't it? Was it the first time we went?
I think it was the first time we went. I can't remember how long ago that was. Yeah, promo. It's from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, like an 80s film. And the reason why I bought it was because I flipping love the 80s. Like, I was born in the 80s, but I should have been born in the 70s so I could grow up in the 80s. Like, I'm such an 80s child. Like, I love the films, I love the music. Which one? As in the, like, are we talking like badges or which one? What, sorry?
Film.
Which film? Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Go
You're
ahead,
right,
doing?
Okay. So yeah, like there's a scene in the film. Like if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's a classic. Yeah. So in the film, people think that Ferris Bueller is seriously ill. So they all start wearing badges saying "Save Ferris." It's kind of hard to explain because it's such a like crazy storyline, but it's just a proper like 80s like, you know, feel good kind of film. Sorry, Dark Sharks. Like, I generally love all 80s films, so.
But you haven't seen a lot of them. Breakfast Club kicks ass.
Right. So the funny thing was, the first Christmas that Pete and I were together, we both bought each other a copy of The Breakfast Club. Yeah.
And you haven't seen War Games or Electric Dreams?
I haven't seen Electric Dreams.
Oh, you have seen War Games?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, okay. The thing is, like, I think with some 80s films, like now, the stuff that happens in them is kind of not appropriate. They are kind of relics of their time. But I don't know, there's just something that I like about them. Like, I wish I kind of had the whole sort of, you know, like the scene from the films, like the 80s proms, and all the girls going in like the big dresses, and there's confetti, and like, oh, like I missed out. And then the blood
falls from the roof. And then she like goes mental.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So yeah, like So Save Fairies is because I'm a proper 80s child, and like we've done a lot of 80s weekends, haven't we?
we have.
So we kind of, for the past maybe 5 or 6 years, have been to an 80s weekend every year. Yeah, so I get to get my 80s fix. So yeah, that's Save Fairies.
Next one was what?
Dave said this one. So do you want? Yeah, I can. There you go. So this is another kind of group of pins. So we've been to Phantom Peak 4 times. So this was the most recent time, wasn't it? So the first time we went is that one there.
That one there.
The next time we went is that one. It says, it doesn't show it, it's Jonas approved, because Jonas is the owner of Phantom Peak and he approves stuff. So I am Jonas approved. The next one was the platypus over there, because the residents of Phantom Peak have a real thing for platypus. There are platypi everywhere. And then the last time we went was Phantom Peaks, because it's very kind of
westerny kind of thing going on.
Yeah, so I don't know that. So the first time we went to Phantom Peak, it was like flipping amazing. Like it was brilliant. Like
it was really good.
We stayed there right until the end. It was quite nice because it was still new, so there weren't many people there. So we kind of had the place to us, not to ourselves, but like the act. Actually, I should explain what it is, shouldn't I? Phantom Peak is like an immersive experience. So you go there with the idea being that it's this kind of new town, like a steampunk town. Hi, Zelda.
Go on, you got to do it.
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. There's Zelda. Look, let's see. I said that she's got an allergic reaction. Hiya, come on in. Come on in, Lapson. Come on in. You coming?
No, I'll put this out of the way, Zelda.
What was I saying? Yes, it's basically an immersive experience. It's like a steampunk western town. All of the staff are actors who are in character, and you kind of go around solving mysteries. We'll say that the mysteries themselves are seriously easy. You don't have to put much thought into them at all, but it was a lot of fun, right? Oh, there you go, puns. So we went last September, and it was, we loved it. Loved every single minute of it. So when they announced that they were going to do was it a Halloween one? Yeah, it was a Halloween one.
Was Halloween,
So we were like, right, we're going back. So went back for Halloween, and it was good. It was good, but we noticed that it was slightly quieter. We were like, oh, okay, like maybe it's just the weather. At that time, it was raining. So we were like, maybe people just haven't come because of the weather. Because at that time, you could book a ticket for Phantom Peak for a certain date, and if you wanted to move it, you could without penalty. You could just go on a different day.
I know, right? It's raining in England.
Yeah, and I think there might have been a train strike as well.
No, that wasn't too later.
Oh, okay, was it another one? So yeah, like we went back. It was still good, but we were like, okay, there's fewer people. Okay. So then when they announced a Christmas one, we were like, right, we're going back. So that was where the platypus and the cowboy hat came from, was Christmas. And again, it wasn't as busy as we expected, but what made that time amazing was they'd kind of developed a new inside bit where this cult had taken over, and it was the Church of the Platypus, right? And like at the end, the priest was giving a sermon, and we all had to sing this Christmas hymn.
Yeah.
Give us the eggs of truth.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Eggs of truth.
The eggs of truth. But.
And then it turned into a fucking rave.
Yeah, like it was just the most random thing.
Robo DJ.
And like dubstep.
And it was mental.
It was absolutely nuts, and it was so good. Like. It was random.
I don't think they planned the rave either.
They didn't, no.
It just kind of sort of happened.
And then they did it once, and then they stopped it. It was like, right, okay, that's it. the evening's over, and everyone was like, one more song, one more song. So it went on for another half hour. So we were like, yeah, okay, Phantom Peak rocks.
Pun.
I can't see chat.
I know, but I'm informing you of the punage.
So then, that was like the end of the seasons for 2023. So then when they announced the new season for 2024, we were like, right, come on, we're going back. So this one was for Easter. So rather than an Easter rabbit, it was an Easter platypus.
Because obviously, platypus.
And it was dead. Like, there was no one there. It was really empty, wasn't it? And they'd changed a lot of stuff. So trying to think, like, so whereas before there were loads of little kind of food stalls and the people selling the food were in character, like now it's all kind of automated. So you go up to a screen, put your order in, and then you pick it up from a window. Things like that just kind of sort of detracted from it a little bit. Yeah. And whereas like with the Christmas one, they'd made quite a bit of effort with lights and decorations. With the Easter one, it was like there were just sort of bits of cardboard, like cardboard eggs stuck up, and it was a bit like, oh, okay, like maybe like they rushed to get this one out. Don't know. Like, I was like, okay, it was still fun. And our favourite actor there, because I think they'd recognised us, keep coming back. Yeah. Where it was so quiet, he spent like an hour with us in character, and that was really funny because you could tell he wanted to break character, but he couldn't break character. And as character, he ran out of things to say, so it got really awkward. So then we were taking the piss out of him for being awkward. Yeah. So it was really funny. But then, so we always had plans to go back for the next season. But when Phantom Peak announced it, anyone over 25 had to pay 15 quid extra. This did not go down well with Pete or I.
Why should I pay more? Because I'm older.
If you're over 25, you have to pay more. I can't see chat at all. And it was just like, this is age discrimination. Are you over 25? Unfortunately, we are. It's just like why? Like, there is no reason for this. Like, if you were 16 to 25, it was, I can't remember the prices, but it was relatively cheap. I think it might have been like, is it 25 quid, I think? But if you were over 25, it was like 45 quid or something like that. And it was just the principle of it. We were like, no, we're not going. That's it, done. And I sent them a stroppy message on their chat bot because I was like, this is age discrimination. I have never been so offended about my age in all my life. So I kind of get the feeling, like, looking at the email, like the promotional emails they're sending us now, I think they're struggling.
They're moving it toward drink as well.
So whereas before they advertised it as mystery, puzzle solving, they call them trails, and trails essentially like quests. So you go and solve trails. Now it's like, oh, like, come and have a cocktail, and then you'll start a cocktail hunt. And it's like, no, we're not there like to get drunk. Like, we're there for the experience and the puzzles and the actors. And yeah, like, when we're there, we've had a drink each time. Yeah. Like, it's not like we don't have a drink while we're there, but that's not the sole reason. And it's just, I don't know, like, whereas like the first few times it felt like it was almost like a labour of love. Like, all the actors and like the scenery, so much effort had gone into it.
Yeah, properly effort gone into it.
And it's just like, I don't know, like the platypus parade Easter thing and the thing with the tickets was just like, Zelda, seriously, darling, come on. I don't know, like, it just felt really like horrible. I think part of the problem is, like, where they did so well at the beginning, they then started emailing everyone who bought tickets to ask for investors.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to open another site or something similar further up north.
Yeah, it wasn't it? Yeah.
The last I heard was that they bought a theatre, and it kind of sounded like they were turning it into like a Western saloon. So it was going to be an immersive experience, but in a theatre. And it almost kind of feels like they're sort of pushing to expand, and in doing so, they've lost the thing that made it special.
Yes. I would agree.
Yeah.
Jeff Raptor fan, hello.
Hi, how you doing? So yeah, we're kind of like really disappointed with Phantom Peak now, as in like we had designs to be like, yeah, like book us in, like we'll go every single season, we'll be back. But the age thing on the tickets kind of soured it. That was kind of the last thing.
Yeah, you ain't charging me more because I'm
like,
old.
it kind of like it offended me because like every time we've gone, we've obviously bought tickets, we've bought food and drink while we're there, we've bought merchandise. So it's not like we haven't kind of... Are you playing with my pins? It's not like we haven't kind of contributed to their economy, like their business model. And it's like, but now you're saying I'm not contributing enough because I'm older and I have to give you an extra 20 quid. No, I'm good. Like, that's fine. I'll go spend my 20 quid somewhere else. So, yeah, like to be fair, I'm being a little bit bitter about it. If you haven't done Phantom Peak, I'd say it's worth the experience. It's worth doing it at least once, just for the experience, definitely. But it's different.
No, they didn't justify it at all.
They
were just like, that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that it kind of did smack at that a little bit promo. Yeah. But no, it's just.
I have my own particular belief that what they really want is they want younger people to go and just get drunk.
Oh, I've got a Zelda hair in my tea and I tried to get it out and it's sunk. Yeah, I won't drink that now.
No.
I'm sorry.
I'll take that away.
Yeah, the last time we were there for Easter... No, sorry, thank you, Pete. They were pushing the alcohol a lot more. And one of the new kind of places that they'd opened... Because the good thing is that they frequently change kind of the actors and the set, if you like. One of the new stores that had opened in the town was a rum store. But the guy trying to get us to buy rum, it was a proper hard sell. And it's like, I don't even like rum. Like, offer me a cider. Like, I'll buy it. In fact, I've already had a cider. But he was like, for about 20 minutes trying to push us to buy rum. And it was like, it got really awkward. So yeah, like they're going for a different crowd now, I think. I think they want like the younger festival crowd, if you get what I mean. And I think I'd kind of heard, I don't know how true this is, but I'd heard it had either started or they were looking at kind of turning it into like a club night. So you could pay for a ticket and it was essentially like a club, but all the actors would be there in character.
Yeah, they did do that, yeah.
No, I think they're making that like a thing. Yeah. So yeah, I just think they're going for a different crowd now.
And who aren't interested in the puzzle thing so much. It's more about
the
drinking. Well, whatever.
The drinking and the Instagram photos.
Next pin.
Yeah, sorry. That was a roundabout Phantom Peak, sorry.
Next pin.
Yeah, someone else choose a pin and we'll...
Did someone already choose one though?
No, a few people have mentioned various pins, so... I don't know, like...
JF Raptor fan was talking about the Game Boy one.
Okay, do you want to do that one then?
Game Boy, there we go, look.
Oh, no, let me do that. There you go. Game Boy. There you go. So Game Boy itself was like... The Game Boy was the first kind of gaming thing that my parents bought for me exclusively and not for me and my brother. And I think it was a Christmas present, if I can remember rightly, because obviously I was very young then, a long time ago. So yeah, like I had a Game Boy and I played a lot of Tetris, and I don't know why, right, but my mum decided to get me, so you know Caesar's Palace, the casino? They made a game for the Game Boy, So it was essentially you go into a casino and like you play like gambling games and get like earn money. Like I don't know how old I was when I've got my Game Boy. I was young, but she bought me Tetris and Caesar's Palace. So I became very good at poker.
Oh, well, there you go. Life skills, I suppose, right?
So that's kind of why I picked a Game Boy pin. Oh, nice. No, I think I got a Game Boy and my brother got a... What's the other one?
Sega Game Gear.
Yeah, a Game Gear. So we had different machines and I used to steal my brother's Game Gear so I could play Outrun. Oh God, not anymore. But I remember getting quite good at it when I was young. But yeah, that's why I picked a Game Boy pin. But the pin itself I bought at Comic-Con when I was volunteering for special effects.
I see.
So like when you do volunteer for them, you're generally there maybe like an hour and a half before the show starts. So once you've set up and you've gone through the briefing, you can have a bit of a wander and talk to the other vendors. So in that early spot, I was like, oh, hey, look, this guy's got a Game Boy pin. I'll have that. And I bought Ethan one at the same time, didn't I? What did I buy him? I bought Game Boy for me and something for Ethan. It's probably a Fallout pin.
Must have been.
Yeah, it must have been sent to Fallout because he was very Fallout obsessed at the time. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, I bought a couple of pins. That was at London Comic Con. I see, I'm going to be poor now. So yeah, there you go. That's the story behind the Game Boy pin. Game Boy because it was the first, like my first console, like you know, if you like, and because it was bought while I was volunteering for special effects.
Shall I move Zelda because she's obscuring the pins?
Well, we've still got a few on that side that we can. We'll go for the ones on this side. Hi, Clippy.
Clippy Land.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Hope everything is good in Clippy World or Clippy Land even. All right. So someone else choose the next pin, like on that side that you can see, because Zelda's sitting on them. Pete's got Pete Cam ready. The anchor. Oh, you're not gonna like this one, promo. There you go. The anchor. This was another present from Ellen from Calendar. There you go. There's Zelda sitting on the rest of the bottle with wings. Right. Okay. We'll do that one next. Right. Yeah. So the anchor was another present from Ellen. I think this one might be a birthday present. I think. And it came with like a nice little card about like weathering storms. I've kept the card. I can't remember it word for word, but it was something about being able to, or like being an anchor in a storm or something like that. And it was really sweet. Tory side piece pants. Don't think anyone needs to see that, surely.
But I've got Pete Cam.
No, okay. That might be OnlyFans rather than Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's subscription only. Coming soon. So yeah, there you go. So it's kind of a short and sweet story behind the anchor. It was a pin chosen by Ellen and sent from Canada, very kindly. But I do like, I don't know, like if I got a tattoo, it would be something kind of sea or pirate related. Like it would be like an anchor or something like that. So it was quite like, Ellen didn't know that, but it was quite apt.
Do you want to turn the camera off?
No, because you got to go to the wine one next, right? There you go. So this is the most recent pin actually, and we kind of stole it from wine tasting a couple of weeks ago.
Stole their shears.
So yeah, like we sort of mentioned at the beginning of the stream, we went to wine tasting about 2 weeks ago.
No, it must be more than that.
3 weeks. And when we walked in, Pete was like, "Kim, look, there's a pin over there. Look." It's like, quick, grab it. So yeah, this was a
We
pin
stole
from
it.
wine tasting. So Pete and I went to your mum's 70th. Was it her 70th birthday?
Yes, it was her
Yeah, I know.
70th.
But this was obviously like before COVID. So she'd booked out like a really nice Italian restaurant in London, and she had like her closest friends there.
There was loads of them, wasn't there? It must have been like 8, 10 of us.
Yeah. But like they were all kind of like people that she's known for years, that she's worked with.
Yeah, no, there was like 10 of them. Yeah.
us. So she'd booked out like a private room in this Italian restaurant, and Pete and I were there, and we were introduced to a couple that she worked with before she retired, Mark and Heidi.
Mm-hmm.
And they were really nice. Like they were chatting to us all evening, and they're very big kind of foodie wine people. So obviously like, where Pete and I like cooking and stuff, like we had a lot in common. And you got talking to Mark, and by the end of the night, Mark had convinced Pete to sign up to a wine club.
And so the wine consumption started.
So like we've learned quite a lot about wine over the past several years. I wouldn't say we're anywhere near experts, but we have more of an idea now of what we like, if that makes sense. So occasionally the wine club does like wine tasting evenings where you can go there and sample the wine that they've kind of got coming, like the new wines coming in, so you can then order them. So it's like a really pleasant grown-up evening.
Yeah,
Like,
it's all right.
yeah.
You just go around, you try a little bit of wine.
Yeah, you can have a chat with the sellers and
The
it's
producers.
really nice.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah. So like, I know like earlier we were talking about
No puzzles, though.
no puzzles, no.
No.
We were talking about good customer service earlier, and like this is another thing. Like the wine club, their customer service is so good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Like-
it's bang on.
like-
on point. Absolutely bang on.
They do this thing like where, like, because obviously you order the wine for an app, and you can read a description, but you don't know if you're going to like it or not. But if you order a bottle and you don't like it, they give you a refund, like no questions asked.
Now, I'm assuming, and that there's a limit to it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So, like,
they
if you
kind
ordered
of,
100 bottles of wine
Yeah.
and then said they were all rubbish and you wanted your money back, I'm sure they would go, now look, they can't all be completely rubbish, can they?
yeah.
But
because they're so good in everything they do, Pete and I have never sent a bottle of wine
No.
back. Even if that bottle of rosé was disgusting, wasn't it? That one time,
shocking.
that was horrible.
But there was nothing wrong with it. It was just we didn't like it.
Yeah, no. But like even then, like on the app, you can rate the wine, so it sort of gets to know your preferences and then suggests wine you might like. So we went onto the app and we're like 1 star, and then like customer services were trying to contact us, going, "Oh no, like we're so sorry, you didn't enjoy the wine. Like what can we do?" And we're like,
Nothing.
We
didn't
don't
like
want
it. We took a
anything.
punt on it and we didn't like it that much.
No, it's fine. Like we just didn't like it.
Chill out. You don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah. So you can get, to be fair, we've ordered quite a few bottles of nice Prosecco.
Yeah, the
And
Prosecco
Cava.
is good.
Yeah. So not Lambrini as such, but yeah, close, promo close. I'm not gonna lie, I do like a sparkling wine, but not champagne. I'm not keen on champagne.
Champagne rocks.
Yeah, Pete's got more expensive taste than I do. Like I like a cheap Cava. So yeah, that was a pin kind of stolen from wine tasting a few weeks ago.
And that was that one. What's the next one?
Pricey Pete and his champagne treat.
I like
Damn
champagne.
right.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's a bit too dry for me. I like a bit sweeter. But apologies that Zelda is kind of sitting on half of these pins.
Shall I just pick her up and put her on the arm?
No, she's actually like she's proper snoozing.
Yeah,
It's
but
fine. We've still got some we can talk about. Go on, you choose one, Pete.
I don't know. Oh, go on then. I'll have that one.
Okay, what one do you want? What does it say, Pete?
don't know, because the stupid camera won't focus. There we go.
It says fuck you. That's what it says. Turn it off because it's rude. So years ago, when I was blogging, I did a post. I did a post about like presents that you could buy, like Christmas presents for gamers. And while I was searching for things to include in this post, I came across this pin and loved it so much that I ended up actually buying it for myself. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm not even really like a Mario fan. Like, I don't do platformers. I remember playing Mario on the NES as a kid with my brother. So it is kind of nostalgic, but I don't have any real sort of big attachment to it. So it wasn't even really kind of bought for that element. It was just like, I don't know, I kind of liked it so much, I just bought it.
There we go.
Yeah. So that's that one.
Fuck you.
Right, okay, I'm trying to think about which ones we haven't done on this side now.
Well, we haven't done
Go on, you choose them.
that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that
So what
one.
are the choices then?
Well,
Tell
no, I
me what the
picked
choices are.
Blue Shell is transcended into
Yeah.
universe. It was
Exactly. It was a statement pin.
you can swear, Dark Shocks. You don't have to do
Yeah.
the
You
asterisk thing.
shouldn't. I don't think you'll get modded. I think everything is kind of turned pretty low. But yeah, don't worry about swearing. Exactly, Tim. Exactly.
It's so good.
At some point, we're going to get Zelda treats, so she'll move. I'm trying to think. Do you know what? Do
Twitch, fuck 'em.
yeah, do the octopus next.
Octopus.
Yeah, and then we'll move. We'll get Zelda to move, and
Before we turn the camera off this time, can we
Yeah.
just do something?
yeah.
Let's say.
What does it say, Pete?
Can't see it.
It says pew pew pew.
Oh, pew 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 pew.
What did you want to do?
I want to point it at the other camera, so camera looking at the camera, and the camera looking at the camera, camera looking at the camera. It'll be
Really?
like the world doesn't.
If you
Explode.
want, and if you want to. I don't really understand the fascination, but
I was expecting like some mirror thing. Okay.
are you bored now?
Yes.
Hold on, wait. There we go. Yeah, pew pew pew. Who might have sent you this pin, Tim? This was a birthday present from Tim and Jake this year. And that was a nice little surprise which arrived in the post. So obviously gaming, like, duh.
Yes.
And obviously it took pride of place on the jacket.
It did.
It did. Can't really see it, but there's a laptop at the back which says game. As if it wasn't clear enough that this was a video game octopus. It says game.
Yeah. But you know, you can't be too clear, can you?
It looks like the Octopus Energy brand logo. No sponsorship.
It does a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah.
Well, maybe they need to change their logo then.
I never noticed that.
How many rubber ducks are in the bathroom now? Yeah, so along with the pin, Tim and Jake very kindly sent me 50 rubber ducks because obviously I have a thing about rubber ducks. Weirdly. I'm still only allowed one in the bathroom. Although I can report the one rubber duck is still in the bathroom. It hasn't been harmed. Pete does keep turning it around.
But I don't. Yeah, it can get in the way. So it gets a boot every now and again.
That's horrid.
It's not real
You're
duck, is it?
Booting my birthday present.
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt it.
Yeah, see, I agree with Tim. Funnily enough, Dark Shock, someone, when I when I switched careers and went into databases, someone actually did buy me a rubber duck for that reason, which is which is in a box in my office. Well, not an office, in the spare room, the spare bedroom.
Yeah. Yes.
But
office.
come on, 50 miniature ducks. Who doesn't want 50 miniature ducks? I was genuinely really excited when this turned up in the post.
Yes, you were.
And I don't we've kind of said this on stream before. Ever since I was a kid, I've had a thing about rubber ducks. I don't know why. I just like rubber ducks.
Huh? Well, there you go.
Yeah,
everybody
weirdly.
has their thing, and yours is
rubber ducks.
Rubber ducks. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So, do you want to go and do some treats for Zelda?
Okay.
So I'll pick another pin, and then Zelda will move in a minute. I'll pick one at random, from the side she's not sitting on, and I'll talk about that while we try and get her to move. Let's do this one. I haven't got Pete Cam. I'll get Pete to do Pete Cam. So for those who can't see that, there's a picture of a cat's face on it, and it says the Detective Society, episode 1. I think we've kind of talked about this on stream before, but there is a company, obviously called the Detective Society, and they do a subscription box, which is there's, to each season there's 6 parts, and 6 parts forms a mystery, and it's kind of like an escape room in a box. So that pin there is from the first season. I think it's called the Disappearance of Laura Maximov or something like that. Something like that. Something to do with a disappearance, something to do with Laura. So that's from that season. And the nice thing is, in that every box of the first season, you get, go on, let's have those treats. You get a pin with it. Go on. What's that? What is it? Over there. She's waiting for me to give it to her, not Pete. What is it? Put it there for her. Where is it? There. Tell you have to tap the dish. She can smell it, but she can't see it. There we go. She's found it. Bless her. There we go. See, yeah, I'm trying to think now. Backtrack. So you get a box through the post, through your letterbox, and it contains envelopes, and you are an agent for the Detective Society, and you've been hired. And then it's a mixture of kind of documents, items, online websites that you have to kind of solve, and each episode ends on a cliffhanger that then sort of takes you through the story of the series. So I found out about these guys when they released a Kickstarter campaign, and kind of liked the idea. I think that was for their 3rd or 4th season, I think. And liked the idea so much, I was no, screw the Kickstarter campaign. Sign me up for a subscription and I'll go all the way from the beginning. Now, to be fair, I'm really bad at I buy so many board games and stuff. Well, I haven't played them all. So the only season that Pete and I have played through in its entirety is the first one. I've got all the other seasons, but sorry, Detective Society, we haven't opened them yet. But we will do. I promise that we will do. But yeah, really enjoyed the first one. That kind of sort of more paper-based escape rooms in boxes. I'd say the Detective Society is one of the better ones that we've played. It is, I guess, it is a little pricey. I think it's it works out to be about 30 quid a month, but I really enjoyed it. And the kind of I like that receiving something through the post. I don't know, that's the kid in me. We used to get a letter as a kid and it was all exciting. So I do like a subscription. I'm quite sad that they haven't released any new seasons yet, so we've got all the current seasons. I'm not getting anything through the post now.
No, nothing.
We're talking about Detective Society.
Right.
So yeah, at some point we will go on to play the next one. Kind of debating whether to play the first episode of the second season on the stream.
Right.
To give kind of people like a taste. Because then I think like I said, £30 can be expensive for some people, and it might give people a taste, like so they know what they're signing up for.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. So it doesn't spoil the season.
No.
But if you're kind of not sure what to expect from it, it might kind of show you whether it's something that you might enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. So that was my choice of pin. No, it's not related to the vanishing of Ethan Carter. Less supernatural. Although Ethan Carter wasn't. Oh, no, spoilers. We won't go there. Pete's like zipping. Saying nothing. All right, okay. Does anyone want to pick another pin? As soon as we've chose a couple, throw it back out.
You think?
Yeah. Murray. Murray, let's go.
Is Murray a glow in the dark?
Murray is a glow in the dark one. Although,
Let's see if I can get it to glow in the dark.
if you can,
Like, if I was to do...
it's going to stride through the gates of hell, or rather roll through the gates of hell.
No, it's not working.
But you can tell it's like that Zelda's come along. You can tell it's glow in the dark because it's kind of got that colour about it. Thanks, Zelda.
Turn the cam off.
Sorry. So, again, sorry promo. This was another pin from Ellen. This was a Christmas present several years ago, along with... Oh, you can sit on my lap. Along with LeChuck and along with Guybrush. So yeah, like Murray is my favourite character from the Monkey Island series, and obviously the Monkey Island series is one that like this, it holds a special place in my heart. It's the game that kind of introduced me to point and clicks.
That game that launched 1,000
point and
ships.
clicks, yeah. So like I wouldn't necessarily say that Monkey Island is my favourite adventure game, but it's the one that means the most to me.
What is your favourite adventure?
Probably The Longest Journey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just love the story. So yeah, like Murray.
I think my favourite would be Broken Sword.
Oh really?
Yeah.
The Longest Monologue. Yeah, there's some quite lengthy conversation sections in that. I would love a crow pin, but I've not been able to find one. But one day we'll see. What did Pete say?
Sorry, I left myself on mute.
Oh.
I said Broken Sword. I
Broken
think would be
Sword
mine.
is.
Yeah.
Whereas I hate George and Nico. I can't stand them.
I can honestly say I got incredibly stuck on Broken Sword. Like incredibly stuck. But it was back in the day and there were no walkthroughs and there were no, you know, and there was nothing you could get, and eventually I worked it out. You know,
But I think like for me with Monkey Island,
that fucking goat.
I see when I was a kid and I played Broken Sword, I figured out the goat thing in like 2 minutes.
And there's a plug socket one. And you have to click on the plug socket. There's a washing machine or something. Oh. And then it took me ages to find that, like that pixel hunting thing, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, carry on.
So, Mystery of the Druids. Oh my god. But yeah, like the sort of my fondest memory of Monkey Island is like my mum and dad bought me an Amiga for Christmas when I was a kid, and Monkey Island was the first game that I chose to play on Christmas Day, and I picked it purely because it had pirates on the front, and I liked pirates as a kid. And then it was just like transfixed. It was like, oh my god, like the books I like reading about pirates, on the screen. Like, it's a book, but on the screen. Like, it was a bit... I remember being quite like, oh my God, like, what is this? And then my dad started playing it with me. And then we roped my granddad into playing it with us. And we got to the bit where, you know, like you're in the scum bar and all the pirates have left and you have to break Otis out of prison.
Spoilers.
Yeah, all right. Everyone's played Monkey Island. And we couldn't figure out how to do it. And then they kind of got, the chef is crying, that bit, yeah. My dad and my granddad got bored, so they kind of...
Wandered off.
Yeah, wandered off. And then I managed to figure out the grog mug puzzle all on my own. And was like ecstatic that I'd done it all on my own. And then I went on to finish Monkey Island sort of by myself. So that was like the first game that I'd played with myself, like by myself, without like even my brother or my dad or like any help, if you like.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why Monkey Island.
I see. My first one would have been Zork on the Commodore.
Yeah, you're old.
Right, and I did. Me and my dad used to play Zork together, right? And as far as I recall, we did finish it, although we are talking a long while ago, right? So then I bought another one, which was the Hulk, in a very similar fashion of game. And I could never get out of the first room.
Oh, okay.
Ever. Like, I don't.
Maybe we need to stream that one then.
I've never been able to find it again.
Oh, okay. Well, Dark Shots knows loads of places.
Yeah. But
Maybe do some research.
Yeah, actually, Dark Shots, yes. I will. If we ever come across that, we will discuss it and we'll see if we can find it.
Co-op stream.
Cosmic Spacehead on the same.
I don't know that
drive.
one.
Oh, I don't know.
What are we looking for? What did you say it was called?
It was a Hulk game. I'm sure it was just called Hulk, the Hulk, Incredible Hulk. And you start off, but it was in the same sort of text format as Zork. Yeah. But I could never get out of the first room. Like, I was in a room and like you could go from Bruce Banner to the Hulk.
I will just point out, this is the first time I've heard this story from Pete. So Dark Shots, don't feel like I'm kind of leaving it to you to sort of do this research. I didn't know this.
It might not even be called Hulk. I might have. Yeah, I mean, like I say, this was a long while ago, and I could never get out of the first room. And I never got anywhere with it at all. And it was one of them games that, you know, when you look at it and you go, one day I'll suss this shit. And I used to get it out from time to time.
And you never did.
And I never managed to get out of the first room.
Oh, sorry, Pete.
It's all right. And that was it. I think it had some graphics, but not like, you know, like still images, not moving images with the game. And then I also had one that was a Hobbit one.
Yeah. But I want to know what Cosmic Spacehead is about, because I have never heard of this, Tim.
No, I haven't heard of it either.
That's a new one on me. But I don't think I had a Mega Drive as a kid. Have you got your phone?
Can't do phone.
Can't do phone?
Phone is playing music.
Oh yeah, all right. Let me give you my phone and then you can look it up on my phone. Hang on. Just make sure it's not going to come up with sound. Because that's never good. Oh, there you go. So you play as a little dude called Cosmic Spacehead, and there's some platform in it too, but between platforming screens it was a point and click adventure game. Yes, this is a new one on me. I'm going to have to look this up. What are you doing?
I'm trying to...
Can you just click on the link?
Link doesn't work. But...
Okay, well, if you copy it...
Well, I just tried to do that and you just...
Because you don't... You click that and then paste it, not play trying. There you go. He's got it. Your goal was to get off Earth and back to your home. Oh, I guess that fits in with a cosmic thing, right? There you go. Pete's slowly looking it up. He's getting there. There we go. Was that it?
Yes, that is it. That is it.
Dark
what shall
detective.
I do? Bite lip. And that's how you used to change from Banner to the Hulk. Like, I never managed to.
Right, so what we need to do is get Dark Shots and Pete playing this Hulk game then.
Do you want me to shut it down?
If you want. Co-op stream.
Might have a look for the Cosmic Spacehead one.
Yeah.
We have a Mega Drive. I bought one a little while back, didn't I?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I don't recall having a Mega Drive as a kid. That's probably why I haven't heard of Cosmic Spacehead. But yeah. Ellen sent me a bunch of Monkey Island pins for Christmas. The first Christmas that we kind of started talking, because she knew that Monkey Island was my thing. But yeah, my favourite is the Murray the Skull one. Because Murray's like the best character. Just because... I know it sounds daft, but he's just a skull. But in his mind, he's not just a skull. Like, he's a demonic overlord. Like, he's going to come bite you on the arse.
Did anyone play Chewie Escape from F5?
No.
Never heard of it.
No. Never heard. Don't know that one. So yeah, Murray's awesome. And Murray needs a spin-off. Just make a Murray game. Oh, Primer likes the Flying Welshman. No, so it's all about Murray for me. And then second to be Elaine. Because Elaine's just like, she don't need no saving. She's saved herself. So the 90s weekend that we're going to with Tim and Jake and Phil and Ellen, my cosplay for Saturday night, one of the options was going to be Ellen from Monkey Island. But then we put in a bid, didn't we? We put in a bid on eBay for some boots for this costume.
That's right, yeah.
And didn't get them. So I took that as a sign that I shouldn't do Elaine. But there's a chance we might be going to a convention with Tim and Jake next year. So I'll pull that one out the bag for then, I think. Oh yeah, so cosplay update for the 90s weekend. I haven't actually revealed what I'm going as. Maybe I'll save that for next time. There's one more thing I need to buy, which I might be able to get tomorrow, which will give it away as to who it is. Like it will, if you know the character, you will immediately know who this character is. All right, look, there you go. Me and Tim as Elaine and LeChuck.
Nah.
We can just do like a paper mache like mask for you, and you can be Murray.
I don't want to dress up.
He doesn't like dressing up. But yeah, there you go. That was Murray. Anything else? Anyone else want to pick another pin? Anything else that interests you? The far left yellow one. Which one's that? Like the circle one.
What, this one?
Above. The three snakes. Near the Game Boy.
So yeah, that one.
Oh, that's a Phantom Peak one. We've done that one.
That's a platypus.
Yeah, we've done the platypus. That's the Phantom Peak one. But Dark Shot says the three snakes. So obviously this is the Elder Scrolls.
Ouroboros.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Is that because I play an awful lot of Elder Scrolls Online, and I go through like 6 months of playing it constantly, and then 6 months of going, I've had enough, I'm not touching it, and then going, I miss Elder Scrolls, I want to go back. So while I was writing a post on about my jacket, I was writing a post about my jacket, and I was going online to find links to where I got these pins from in case anyone wanted to purchase them. And I saw this, I was talking about the Game Blast one here. An insert coin make the Game Blast merch. So while I was on their website trying to get a link for it, I realised that they made that one. So I might have ordered it while writing the post about my jacket. So yeah, I'm afraid to say that in the past month I've kind of sunk back into ESO again. That a new character has been started, and yeah, the subscription has been renewed. Yeah, I'm back on ESO.
Sucked back in.
Yeah, I got sucked back in. I don't know how long it'll last, but like what I've noticed is that I tend to get sucked back in when I'm feeling stressed.
Right.
And I think it's because like you can like not play ESO for 6 months, go back to it, and within 2 minutes, like you remember the buttons. Like it's just not hard to play. Like if you're not in it for the PvP, it's just easy. Like you can just spam the buttons and you don't have to think too much. And like some of the storylines are quite humorous, but they're not like you don't have to think too much about them. It's just like one of those things that you can just zone out to. Like I can just log in, do a quest or two. Yeah, no more veteran trials for me. No more trials of any kind. Just no. Just give me a bit of PvE where I can just hit all the buttons, kill some monsters, pick up some weapons that I can break down, and I'm happy. So yeah, I think my new character is, I think I'm just under level 18. I'm just about to hit level 18, so still pretty new, but yeah, kind of enjoying it again. It's nice just to have a break from it and then go back. So yeah, I think ESO is going to be just that game that I always end up going back to. I think that with the apprenticeship, like work has been pretty full on too. I've just needed that kind of that escape where you don't have to like use your brain.
Yeah.
And I think that because of all the exercise we're doing as well, like Pete does a very physical job. So cycling to work, doing a physical job, cycling home, and then doing strength exercises. Like it's a lot. So you're generally quite tired.
I am.
So Pete will have a snooze on the sofa while I'm sitting next to him doing a
What
quest.
can I say? I do fall asleep on the sofa.
Yeah. So yeah, like I'm back on ESO. Sorry. But speaking of ESO, I've got Zelda on my lap now, so you can't move. Do you want to show the ones at the top?
Oh, okay.
There you go. So focus. That one is what is the colour of night, and the other one is what is the gift of death. So these are two of the sayings from the Dark Brotherhood in Elder Scrolls, and these came from a Kickstarter campaign, like a recent one this year, from was it Scout and Traveller? I think that's the right name, on Etsy and Instagram. Scout and Traveller. If I've got that wrong, I'm really sorry. It definitely starts with Scout. So they made a range of Dark Brotherhood pins. So there are 4 in this kind of skull series that I've got, and then another 4 which are based on weapons from the game, but I quite like the skulls. So what was really nice was that I backed the campaign just for one badge, and I think it was what is the colour of night. I think that's the one I chose, but because the campaign did so well, we very kindly got offered more pins, so I opted for what is the gift of death as well, which actually worked out quite nice because then I got one for each collar.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to lie, they're a lot bigger than I thought they were going to be. That's my fault for not paying close enough attention to the Kickstarter campaign. So they're quite heavy, obviously, because they're bigger than the others. But they're very well made. Like when you got home and I showed you looked at them and like because where Pete does engineering and stuff, you were kind of going right, like how are these made, and you were quite impressed with them.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if you're an Elder Scrolls fan, it's worth checking out Scout and Traveller on Etsy. Because they're besides the wine pin, the stolen wine pin, those two are the most recent ones, I think. Yes, they are. So yeah, can recommend them. There you go.
There you go.
Do you want to pick one next?
I will pick the Big Daddy pin.
Oh, you know where this is from. I bought that. Promo, get some pins.
Promo did ask a question as well.
Oh, sorry. Next badge. Oh.
But you haven't planned to buy any of them, have you?
No,
They just
like,
kind of...
we tend to go to events and then there's a pin there and I buy it because of the event, if you know what I mean. So what events have we got coming up next?
Fuck all.
No, we've got some
we're getting a
stuff to
haircut.
do. No, our next one will be a Weatherspoons Challenge 25 pin.
That would be an excellent pin to get.
Yeah, that would. I think our next event is WASD in September. I think so. It might, if I see a pin while we're there, I'll pick that up. Or I think EGX is after that. I think so. It's likely to be another more gaming orientated one than I guess. Oh, September when we go away with Tim and Jake.
Yeah.
So I've obviously got. I do already have a Butlins pin because we go Butlins. Love a bit of Butlins. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I end up buying another pin from our 90s weekend with Tim and Jake for the memory.
Yeah.
That's highly likely. So yeah, I don't plan to buy pins. They just kind of appear, or they're sent by Ellen or Tim. like there's an awful lot of pins on here that have come from Ellen. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pins from Ellen, 7 pins from Ellen on there. Yeah, we're gonna get drunk. Like, we worked out today that my interview, so for the apprenticeship, instead of an exam, your exam is an interview with an assessor. So they go through your work and they question you on it. So it's kind of designed like if you've kind of not explained something properly or you've missed something, they question you to make sure you know it and that you've filled in, like you've kind of met all the objectives. So our 90s weekend is the week after my final interview. So yeah, that's it. Done. Gonna kick back. Gonna get drunk. It's gonna happen. You're gonna be carrying me back to the hotel, Pete.
No worries.
So yeah, promo, I will let you know. As soon as there's a new badge on the horizon, I will let you know. I'll give you a shout.
I just thought them two are not the newest. Are
they not?
No, that was newer, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Actually, besides the wine pin, that's the newest one.
Yeah.
Do you want card cam? You know,
Oh, yeah, can do card cam. Hang on.
So this one was from the UK Games Expo at the beginning of June, which is it's not focusing, but it's the dragon's head. Oh, there you go. It's kind of focusing now. So I think that we kind of talked about this in the last stream because we covered the board games that we bought while we were at the show.
Yeah.
So just briefly, we went for the first time last year on a whim, just as something to do one weekend, not really knowing much about board games or even playing much of them. Really enjoyed it, started getting into board games. But while I was there, the pins had already sold out because we went very late in the day, didn't we? Pins had sold out, so I couldn't get one. So when we went again this year, the first stop was the merch stand, and so I picked up a pin. So yeah, you're right. That's actually the newest one, I think. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any. Yeah. So I'm trying to what haven't we spoken about? I've done quite a lot of them now. I'm trying to think what else we haven't covered. So yeah, the Big Daddy one, going back because someone said about it, me saying that I buy pins at events and this tends to be how they appear, that was bought at last year's EGX, wasn't it? Because there was a stall that sold pins that had been imported from America.
That's
So
right.
it was quite expensive for a pin. But obviously it would have worked out more expensive getting it shipped over from the US anyway. I just saw it and I was like, oh, I kind of like that. While I can appreciate Bioshock for what it's done for games, like how influential it's been. And obviously, like, Rapture is one of the kind of standout video game worlds. Like, I wouldn't have necessarily said like I'm a hardcore Bioshock fan, but it's relevant for us because we have our diver's helmet in the kitchen.
Yep.
Which was bought on a whim when we went to an antiques market and saw this diving helmet and fell in love with it, and we're like, come on, we need this diving helmet randomly.
Yeah.
You turned it into a lamp. And then we kind of got a few, thanks Zelda. Oh look. We got like some other Bioshock related stuff in the kitchen, didn't we?
Yeah.
So it kind of ties in with that. This is my new Zelda pin. It's quite large, as you can see. It's a bit heavy, but what I quite like about it, it's quite realistic.
It is incredibly realistic.
We always knew this was going to happen. She was always going to come. That's enough. She's like, I've had enough now. I've had enough. She's not, as we said at the beginning of the stream, she's not very well at the moment. She's got, there's a plant in our area that she's allergic to, and she's obviously deciding to sit in it right now. So she's a little bit irritated, bless her. There will be a vet's appointment next week, hopefully, where we can get her an injection, which
some
will
steroids for
which
the
will
cat.
sort it out. So she's doing fine. She's doing fine, but she's a little bit irritable at the moment, bless her. So I think this is like the longest we've actually seen her, because she keeps going and sitting out in the garden in a strop because she's not happy. So yeah, you kind of right, Noma. That's kind of it.
Well, that has kind of done it, hasn't it? Unless you're going to move her, that is.
No, I'm not going to move her. I think what I will do, the only other pin I will mention, just is that one. Do you want a final card cam, which will kind of be, you can kind of just see it. It's Los Angeles Detective. It's not focusing, but you get the idea. It's a detective badge, right? So this came from a set of games that Kevin from the Lawful Geek sent to us for Christmas one year.
That's right, yeah.
And again, shipped them in from America. And it's like a paper-based criminal case. So you get like a book. Like, do you remember when you were a kid and you got choose your own adventure books?
Yes.
You get one of those. So you kind of read the story, but while you're reading it, there are items in the story. I can't tell if that's like taking the piss out of our accents. Books.
Was it Ian Livingston, wasn't it? And who was the other guy? There was two of them, and then I think they had a falling out in the end, didn't they?
Books is up north.
Oh, it wasn't Shakespeare.
Yeah, so I'll just point that one out because that's kind of come to me through Kevin. So yeah, he found these games online and shipped them to us. You get a choose your own adventure book, so you start reading, and at certain points in the story you find evidence, so the kit comes with that evidence, so then you kind of get a physical puzzle to solve at the same time. And what was really cool was I think he sent us 2 or 3 of them, 3 I think. So we played the first one, which was set in a circus, wasn't it? It was a murder in a circus. And one of the pieces of evidence, like physical evidence, was a rubber duck. So that made my day. Like, that was like, this is awesome. I get to be a detective. I get a pin, and there's a rubber duck. So yeah, thanks to Kevin from the Lawful Geek for sending that to us. We streamed that one a long time ago.
A long while ago.
And we always did intend to come back and stream the others, but just let's face it, our streaming schedule has been up and down and all over the place for a long time now. The rubber duck did it. No, rubber ducks are nice. They'd never do such a thing. So yeah, like we'll probably get back to that. I think the only thing with it is that there's a lot of reading, so you do get like quite a dry throat.
Oh, so there was a lot of photos we had to take for that one.
Yeah, we took photos and put them on Google Drive so people could see the documents that we could see in the box, so people could play along.
Yeah.
But like that's kind of maybe we'll save that. We'll do that. It took a long time. It was about 6 hours.
Yeah, it was a big.
But it's quite nice and chilled. Like, it's a nice thing to do with like a glass of wine. So let's do it on a cheat day. We'll do that on a cheat day. Maybe stream it if everyone's interested in being detectives.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got a few things coming up. Like we're gonna try. We can't promise this. We're gonna try and stream more regularly, and by regularly I mean once a week. But at least try and stick to it. Like, it can be hard though, because daily, God no, we've done daily. I don't think we'd ever go back to doing daily. It's too much.
No one got time for that.
We're too old. We like, the thing is, when we're here, like, we enjoy it, like we do. But I think, like, you get those things that you enjoy, but when you don't do them, you get lazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, there are occasions where we've been lazy, and I think because I've been so wrapped up in the apprenticeship, there have been weekends where I've been like, I need to work on my portfolio, I need to work on my project, I don't have time to do anything else. So we haven't streamed because I've been working. But then when we have had time, because we haven't done it for so long, we're then lazy and don't do it.
Yeah.
So we know that we need to get into the routine of doing it more to be able to enjoy it again.
Yes.
If that makes sense. So this stream and the board game one has been quite nice because it's quite chilled and we can just chat and we haven't got the pressure of trying to play a game. But like we said, like, finding something that we want to play has been quite difficult too.
Yeah.
Recently, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, there haven't been many games that have been sort of pulling us in recently. Although I will say, we did start playing Bramble the Mountain King recently.
Oh yeah.
It's a platformer, which I don't normally like, but it's quite a forgiving platformer, as in if you die, you're not put too far back.
And it's not
it's not crazy difficult.
What's the one for us that used to play
Hollow Knight.
It's not like that type of platformer where it's like it's ruthless.
Yeah, it's pretty like logical and sensible, and I've managed to make most of the jumps. And that's been pretty good, but that's not for streaming. Do not stream that one. It is so dark and so violent. Like,
yeah, there's some.
It totally fits with a thing because it's very kind of dark fairy tale. It's all about Nordic folk tales. So I wouldn't say there's anything gratuitous in it because it totally fits with how dark fairy tales really are. But it's really not one for streaming.
No.
But can highly recommend checking it out. We've probably got one more session with that.
Yeah.
If you're interested in seeing a video, we have got the videos uploaded to YouTube. They are marked as 18 plus.
Yes.
So you will need to obviously sign in to view them because they are. Yeah, you don't want kids watching those. Like, no. But yeah, like have a little watch, see what you think, and if you kind of into platformers, give that a go. Like, kind of enjoying that. So I'm quite glad we didn't go, oh, we'll stream this, not knowing what we were getting into. Because no. So we just need to find something that we want to play. I think that because we've been playing a lot of board games lately too, we're kind of more inclined to to play something physical, but that's more set up here. And obviously Kat in the middle of the stream doesn't particularly help. But because she's not feeling well, we don't really like moving her. Like,
Yeah.
she's already irritable enough. Yes, the A to Z. Right, so a long time ago, like months ago, I came across a blog post from someone who mentioned a challenge which was going around the blogging community where people were doing A to Z challenges. Yeah, it was back in March. So the idea was you picked a subject and you did it from A to Z. So the post I read was about picking games with titles that match the letter and then platinum them. So going through and getting all the achievements and getting the platinum trophy. So I was like, oh my God, like Dark Shocks and I could do this as like a co-op project where we go and find old point and click games that are like really obscure or, you know what I mean, like really weird, and we've never played them before, and we can like play them in co-op. Like, you know, I think like we were still kind of discussing how it would work, but we kind of said like maybe we could, oh, poor Zelda, look. She's, like I said, she's the allergic reaction. Her skin's quite irritated. So yeah, the last conversation we had, like how it might work, would be that we'd play like maybe, I think we said like an hour or two. I can't remember, but we'd play like the first bit, and at the end of it, kind of make that decision as to whether we liked it, didn't like it, and whether it would be something we personally would consider continuing to play. And then that would kind of give us games that we could play on individual streams too. So this is going to happen. Dark Shocks, I promise you, this will happen. Like, I kind of planned for it to sort of maybe happen in June or July, but I didn't realise how much work the portfolio and the project would be. To be honest, I don't even know why I underestimated it. I should have realised it was going to be more work than I thought. But yeah, it's taken up so much more time than I realised, but this will happen. Just need to get the project and the presentation out of the way, and then we can get out with a plan. Can you remember off the top of your head what options we had for A? So I know that like there were a few letters that we were like, oh, we haven't got a game yet, but we knew that we had the first few, so we could at least start. Yeah, the keyboard is kind of over, so I can grab it and look. But we had, I remember us having a few. Let's have a look. Let's see what we've got. Oh, okay, we've only got one for A. I thought we had several. The one we've got in there is Atlantis, the Lost Tales. Surprised at that. I thought there were several too. Has anyone ever, well, A, have you heard of the game? And B, have you played it? Atlantis, the Lost Tales. Negative. See, I have like this really vague recollection of having a point and click game as a kid called Atlantis, but not getting very far in it, like not far at all, and then not ever going back to it. But I can't remember if that's that game, so it would be quite interesting to play to see if it's like it was that game that I tried as a kid. So yeah, like the A to Z project will be coming, I promise. Dark Shocks and everyone else, it will be coming at some point. Let me just get my headspace for the next 2 weeks, get the project from presentation written, and then I'll be back on it. Right, okay. All right, so maybe that's like, we've got an A, maybe if we both can't remember whether we've actually played it, let's do it. Right, well, let me get through to the end of the month and we'll come up with a plan. The other thing that we've got planned is, I know that Tim will know Ben, but I'm not sure if anyone else will. So Ben was like one of the first people I met along with Tim through blogging back in 2013. Ben! And Ben had a blog, and he was the first person, sorry Tim, Ben was the first person that I met in person through the blogging community. Like, we met up in the pub in London for a drink one evening, and he was just so like genuinely lovely. Ben is one of the nicest people you will ever meet. He doesn't have a bad bone in his body at all. Like, genuinely.
He's not keen on cats though.
Yeah, that's Ben's only failing. He doesn't like cats. No, Ben is an absolute star. So after blogging for several months, we were like, Ben, like, maybe we should blog together. Let's start a blog together. So we joined forces, and I've blogged with Ben for years. Tim, you've always got first place in my heart. You know that. Blogged with Ben for several years, and then like Ben has quite a high up job. I won't say what or where, obviously, but he has a very high up job in a company which requires a lot of his time. So he had to make the decision to step back from streaming and blogging, and to be honest, gaming in general. And while, like, I wouldn't necessarily say we lost touch with Ben, because Ben is always that kind of person you could just message. Like, but we didn't speak very regularly through COVID at all.
No.
And that's on us. Like, we should have made more effort. But then out of the blue, I got a message from Ben maybe about 3 months ago and was like, do you want to meet up for a coffee? And I was like, yes, of course I want to meet up for a freaking coffee. So I spent like a lovely afternoon with Ben in London in a coffee shop, and we got chatting, and he was like, we should do something, like, let's do something. And we were like, right, what do we want to do? And Ben was like, I've always liked the idea of doing a podcast. Now Ben is amazing at interviews with developers. Absolutely amazing. Like, he can just go in there and, like, he's just so genuine and genuinely wants to know, like, about people's games, that if you've got him for like doing an interview, he's a star. So I was like, yes, okay, let's do a podcast. But rather than doing a straight up podcast, why don't we stream it? Why don't we kind of do like a stream chat show? And he was like, yeah, okay, let's do this thing. So we've kind of got some ideas. Ben's interviews are awesome. We've got some ideas for names. We've got some ideas for kind of subjects. But again, these are my two projects that I really want to get to, like personal projects, is the A to Z with Dark Shocks and the chat show with Ben. They've just kind of been put on hold for several months, but I am so incredibly grateful to Dark Shocks and to Ben for being as patient as they are with me. And totally like understanding everything that's going on. Like really excited, because like Ben is just one of my favourite people. Just, he's so lovely, and his enthusiasm for video games is infectious. Rubs off on you. And Dark Shocks is like my brother from another mother when it comes to point and clicks. Like, he's like, as soon as we met and started talking point and clicks, he was like, yeah, we're going to be friends. Like, we don't, and the thing I like about having conversations with Dark Shocks is that we don't always see eye to eye on the same games. Like, I know that Dark Shocks, for example, enjoyed Firmament way more than I did, but we can always have an interesting conversation about it. An interesting and constructive conversation. Like, and that's what I enjoy. Like, I enjoy hanging around with intelligent people that I can have interesting conversations with, and Dark Shocks is one of those people. Promo I can't stand. Like, screw that guy. I'm joking. Promo's alright. He might steal your wallet, but he's alright. If either of you have never played Starship Titanic, nope. don't know that one. Have we got any? Should we see if we've got any S games on the A to Z list? Come on, Google Drive, open, be fast. So for S, we've got Schism, Mysterious Journey, Sinking Island, Santa Fe Mysteries, but no Starship Titanic. Tim, I'm going to add Starship Titanic in under S as one of the potential options. Because, yeah, never heard of it. And that's what we like. That's what we're looking for. What is it? Like, out of curiosity. Yeah, 1990. Is that 8 or 6? My eyesight's so bad.
6, isn't it?
I can't tell. Oh, yeah. Look at the UI. All right, Tim. It's a pretentious. Oh, it's 1998. Is that one you've played Dark Shocks? Like, I've never even heard of it. But I think that's the other thing I like about adventure games and point and clicks, is that even if they're like they're your favourite genre, there's always something. There's always one that you haven't heard of or haven't played, or like you with your Hulk game, have this really vague memory of this game that you played once.
Oh, and that game I introduced you to Burn Cycle that you really enjoyed.
Yeah, oh yeah, Burn Cycle. Oh my
you
God.
loved that game. You were all like, Pete, this is the best game.
No, Burn Cycle was rubbish.
It wasn't rubbish.
So over the past couple of months, again, like, because brain power tends to go after working on the apprenticeship for so long, Pete and I have kind of got into the habit of watching playthrough videos on YouTube, and one of the ones that Pete chose was Burn Cycle, and oh dear God, the acting
Was the bollocks.
Oh my God. It's quite a short game, so it's worth a watch, like if you've got nothing else to do, but it's a game of its time, let's put it that way. And I like the way that the protagonist is meant to be this kind of, yeah, like I'm street tough and I'm like, you know, got my wits about me, and he's just some weedy white dude.
Hey.
No, but I think that's why I love FMV so much, Promo. Like, FMVs are great. What game was it? Burn Cycle.
It was on the Philips CDI.
Yeah.
I had it.
Well, speaking of which, actually, games to play, I did buy Late Shift for you, because I thought, like, Late Shift is an FMV game which has got really good reviews. And I thought it could be quite fun, because like, normally I play the FMVs and I'm like, no, I'm not making the bad decisions, I'm going to be the good guy. So I thought maybe like we could stream it and you...
Ah, yeah, I had a CDI, yeah.
Like maybe you could do like be in the driver's seat for Late Shift and just make all the bad choices.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, promo watch.
It was a bit of kit.
This is Pete, right? Tech. Tech and cats, that's what this stream's all about, and food.
I didn't have any of the terrible Zelda games. No, I didn't. No. The ones that stand out for me were Burn Cycle.
Did you actually play Burn Cycle?
Yeah, I
then?
finished
You
it.
did?
Yeah.
Right.
And me and my dad played a lot of golf.
Oh,
there was a golf game on there, yeah. And seventh guest, I think I might have done actually. And what was the other one? What's the cartoon one that we played? Dragon's Lair.
Oh, everyone had Dragon's Lair.
Yeah, everyone had Dragon's Lair. Play that. It was a long while ago though. But I bought that
Back
myself.
in the day.
Yeah, that was expensive and all that was. That was a lot of money.
Just love a bit of tech, didn't you? Oh, I don't know how anyone could complete Burn Cycle, Tim. It's so illogical as well. Like, I was like, why is this happening? Why is that option the right option? But, you know, it was interesting to watch an FMV game. But I think I knew the title, but I'd never kind of come across it or played it or anything.
Burn Cycle.
Burn Cycle,
Cracking
oh
game.
God. All right, the natural fact is this has been quite cathartic for us, I think, because we have now got several ideas for stuff we can stream, like Mass Effect. You said
Burn Cycle.
No, we're not streaming Burn Cycle. Mass Effect, the Detective Society, episode 1, season 2, the rest of the Los Angeles detective games that Kevin sent us.
Yeah.
The other game that you don't want to tell people what it is, but want to play.
Yeah, it's going to be a corker.
It has the potential to be another General Horse, where I sit here and go, oh my God, Pete, this looks terrible, and it turns out to be really good, or it's just going to be terrible. Totally streaming, oh God, no. Although to be fair, we're going to have to, like, we're obviously out of practice, so with like deciding to do a 24-hour stream for Game Blast, like what else are you going to do for Game Blast 24 but a 24-hour stream? Like, come on, like we're going to need General Horse is like game of the century, surely. Like, what else are you going to play? We just played General Horse for 24 hours. No, we're not doing 48 hours, 24 hours. That's it. And we can't guarantee that we won't fall asleep on stream like Zelda is right now. You guys can't see it from this angle, but she was face planting a minute ago. She does love a good face plant, does Zelda. So yeah, we know that like gearing up to Game Blast, like we need to get some more practice in, and I've kind of been thinking about the direction for the blog as well, and I think I might mix things up a little bit. So like where sort of our interests a year ago or a year and a half ago were mainly, it was video games. That was pretty much all we did, video games and escape rooms. Our interests now have kind of broadened a bit. So we've got video games, we've got escape rooms, we play board games now. The running as well is obviously now quite a big part of what I do. The health stuff. Tim, like talking to you about DevOps and ITIL. There's so many more other subjects now that I want to talk about, and not necessarily stream about, but just write about. So I'm kind of thinking about the direction for the blog. Oh yeah, I love DevOps, Tim. Yeah, DevOps sucks. Forgive my language, but I fucking hate DevOps. No, I don't. Tim and I have had several interesting conversations about DevOps and ITIL. But that's like another thing that right now is like a really big part of my life, like switching careers this year. So I'm kind of debating like a redesign for the blog and expanding it so it's more of all of my interests, not just video games, like a more personal, like a more diary. So that will obviously affect how the stream looks, because it's quite nice to tie the blog in with the stream.
Yeah.
So we were aware there's a bit of work that we need to do. So Tim, funny, do you know what? I'm going to put Tim on the spot now. Tim, you don't know this was going to happen, but this is happening. So the same as I've got podcast project with Ben. I've got my A to Z project with Dart Sharks.
Run, Tim.
No, oh no, look, the stream's hanging. Oh, we're back. I think it's all right. I think. Oh, it dropped there. We should be all right. So Tim, would you be interested in doing some kind of DevOpsy ITIL type project? Like, I don't know what. It's just like we've started to have like some interesting conversations about this, so we kind of start them and then we go, oh, like we'll wait till we go back in and we'll talk about it. But I don't know, like it feels like this might be something quite interesting. Again, I have no idea what. I've not really put too much thought into this other than, wouldn't it be interesting to do something like that with Tim? So the problem is now Tim can't say no.
No, you
I
can't.
put him
No,
on the spot.
you've trapped him into it.
In all seriousness, Tim, feel free to message me and go, no, that's fine too. There's no pressure. It was just like I said, there's kind of, I don't know, like our interests now are so different than they were a year ago. And it'd be nice to Dark shocks, no. Oh my God, I will always be an ITIL purist, and that is where my heart shall lie. But no, it could be really interesting because like Tim works in DevOps and I work in ITIL. So it could be really interesting to see how those worlds come together, because there's been a lot of discussion, like particularly in the latest ITIL version, about how ITIL can work more closely with DevOps. Oh, Jira sucks. So yeah, it could, there could be something interesting there. I think ITIL still struggles. Like I'm not going to say like ITIL is perfect. It's not, and there's a lot more it can do to integrate itself. Oh look, I've started something now. Look, it's not about video games. It's not about pins. It's not about cats. We're off now. Pete's like, I have no idea what any of this stuff is.
No, I don't know what's going on now.
So maybe Tim and I can come up with a project to teach everyone.
Obsidian. But is there not a game called Obsidian?
Yes, because Dark Shots was playing it the other night.
Yeah.
There we go. Speaking of which, is anyone planning on streaming this evening now, soon? Because I know that Dark Shots was on at like 1 o'clock in the morning the other day.
Jet lag, huh?
Well, I woke up and it was like, it was when we had been up, or I think it might be when we were out with Bob and Barb. Was it last night? Like I woke up and I was like, it must have been last night, because when I woke up this morning, I saw the notification and Pete and I had only gone to bed like 15 minutes before you were on Dark Shocks. I was like, oh, we just missed him. Yeah, we went out for a curry last night with 2 friends that we haven't seen for like a year and a half.
A curry and 15 pints of beer.
3 times. God. Yeah, no, I'm just throwing it out there because I know that, Dark Shots has been doing quite a lot of streaming recently, and I hope, Nomad, if you're there, I hope you don't mind me saying this, Nomad has kind of been dipping his toes into the streaming world. So, like, I thought I'd throw it out there, like, if anyone is planning on streaming at some point, we can hang on and do a raid or something. Again, no pressure, but yeah, Tim's game dev. Plug. Oh, Nomad, that's not true at all. You convinced Pete to play Mass Effect. Like, come on.
Yeah, no, they are worth time. That's
Yeah.
a ridiculous thing to say.
You watch them and you're entertained. Like, that's what it's all about. Like, and that's the thing. Like, when you're doing it, Nomad, you're talking, like, you're sharing your knowledge of the game and how much you're enjoying it, which makes it enjoyable to watch. So don't. Why am I not surprised this is all to do with Ellen? Of course it's to do with Ellen. Oh, I can't believe that everyone's like bad mouthing Ellen and she's not even here.
Not here to defend
I
herself
know.
against these terrible accusations.
I know. Ellen is lovely. Ellen sends pins. Like, come on. What's not cool about that? She sends cool pins. if she were here, would be too scared to say anything. To be fair, she probably would punch you. Yes.
Yeah, she'd kick your ass.
Yeah. Dark shots. If you don't, again, dark shots. There's no pressure at all. But if you're like, yeah, okay, I fancy streaming, we're more than happy to raid you whenever you're ready to go. Like we kind of planned to come off at 9. Actually, I'll mention that. So with my marathon training, I have to do long runs every Sunday. So obviously we don't want to be up for the day. Yeah. So our plan is to not be up super late on Saturdays. So we're going to try and get more like into regular streams, but they're not going to go on kind of until 11, 12 o'clock like they used to. So we're going to start winding down, like to aim to finish sort of between 9 and half 9. So yeah, that's the reason why we kind of started a little bit earlier than we normally would, and we're ending earlier. It's just trying to be sensible, right? Like, I don't want to wake up and be tired and then do myself an injury on a long run. So, all right, there you go. So it looks like Dark Shots is doing his 4th stream for today. And I hope that we haven't bullied him into this. So if you're in the mood for a puzzle game, hold on, let Dark Shots get set up, and then we'll do a raid over there. Nomad, if you're feeling comfortable with it, and again, no pressure, do feel free to put a link to your channel in the chat.
And then people can put you on the radar of when you go live.
Yeah. If you don't feel comfortable, no worries.
But if you don't want to do it, don't do it.
Yeah, no pressure at all. But yeah, we've had quite a lot of fun.
It's another kind of moment, isn't it?
Are you happy for me to do it, Nomad? I'm just checking out. I don't want to, like...
Yeah, sure.
Right, okay. Let me... I've got to try and remember how to do it myself. Hang on. Right, so... There we go. Right, so first shout out is to Nomad, who's streaming on another kind of Nomad. So we've had some Mass Effect and some Deus Ex recently. Do you know what it is going to be tomorrow night, Nomad? Have you got a plan? More Mass Effect 2, yeah. All right, I like watching Mass Effect. Like I did enjoy Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2 when I played them. I've not played 3, as I mentioned before. So yeah, if I come on, Femship, like come on. So that's the first shout out. Wait for that one to go. And so that's Nomad, who's looking at streaming Mass Effect 2 tomorrow night. And shortly... Oh, apparently I need to wait another minute before giving another shout out. Okay. All right, Twitch, my channel.
I'll shout out as many people as I want, as Twitch. Quickly as I want.
This is where we need like hold music for promo. When are we going to get you streaming, dude?
Some of them C64 games.
Yeah. Oh, that's a point. I bought a Commodore 64 with a view to streaming some stuff and haven't done that. Maybe we could do that too.
It's a load of stuff over there.
Yeah. All right, we'll do that at some... we have got stuff we can stream. £300 an hour. You just want to save up for Duck Hunt. That's what that is. We'll send you a cheese tea. How about that? Oh, 7 seconds. Come on, Twitch. Let me just do a shout out, for God's sake. That's it. Promo spoken. We've got to play some more Plastic Duck Simulator now.
I don't think you play Plastic Duck Simulator, do you?
I like Tim's business style. Right, there you go. Finally allowed to do a shout out. Dark Shots is doing more puzzle games shortly, so go follow Dark Shots too. Oh, that's really rude. I realised Dark Shots raided us and we didn't even do a shout out.
No, we didn't, did we?
Sorry, that's really rude of us, Dark Shots. Sorry. That's normally because Ellen's around and she's really hot and stuff like that.
Yep.
And we're rubbish. Need to get better. And I noticed today when I went into Twitch to change the title, there's a whole lot of new Twitch stuff that I don't know what's going on. We need to figure out what's happening with the blog.
We need to crash it and rebuild it is what we need to do.
But I need to do that. I need to figure out what I'm doing with the blog.
Because there's a couple of new things we could use.
Yeah.
That would, like lure and ball.
Yeah.
But new versions and stuff like that can do so much stuff that we don't.
Yeah.
We
need to get ourselves sorted long
we need
before
to get the table built and we need to get the 4K overhead camera.
I figured there might be some tech involved. I don't think I'm going to get my jacket back tonight either. I think that's Zelda done.
Do you think it'd be really uncomfortable?
Yeah, I know, but we knew she was going to jump on that. We always knew, because the second you put anything on the table, she's like, "What's this?" So like I've bought quite a few sort of books recently about running and like cooking, for like recipes for running. And every time you put a book down on the table, Zelda immediately sit on it. But there are cat paw prints on everything.
Yeah, there are.
She's just our mascot though, right? I know, right? I can multitask, promo. I bought a book that's called like the Runner's Cookbook, and it's got like a bunch of recipes in it for like stuff that you should eat while you're training. And I primarily bought it to make like protein bars, like rather than buying them and not knowing what's in them, like to make them for myself so I can have them before and after the long runs. So last week I made like banana granola bars. They're alright, they're okay. I love a kebab. I don't say kebabs. I haven't had a kebab in years and I love a kebab.
You do love an elephant's leg, don't you?
I do. With loads of chips and vinegar. Oh, chips.
Oh, chips.
Chips.
Fucking chips.
A vegan kebab is a pie. Oh no, I don't like baps though. Give me a pie. Love a pie. But baps are too soft. Like, I like crusty bread. But I don't know if I'd want a pie in crusty bread either. I'd like just a pie in vinegar.
I know a lot of people that do pie sandwich.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't.
But now I want a
pie.
Me. I'm not even. No, actually, I'm quite hungry now.
Yeah, I could eat some food.
I made I cooked gammon earlier. Like I made a glazed gammon, so we had that for a late lunch rather than a dinner. So now we're kind of hungry. Do you want to do a peat cam? Because that's quite cute. It's alright. It's okay. There she is. Look at that little face. Look, it's all sleepy. How can you move that? You can't.
No, you can. Watch.
No, don't you dare. So, as well, if you like puzzle games and you like cats, Darkshock's cat Crow appears on stream. Like, double, see?
Exactly.
Yeah, she's been actually sleeping on the coffee table quite a lot recently. I think it's just cooler down here. Oh, that was an alert. What was it we just said about cats and puzzle games? Right, let me get that set up. So, for anyone who's interested, we're going to raid Darkshocks in just a moment once I pick the right button.
I was doing that again, is it?
Yeah, it is. Right, let's get that set up anyway. Come on. So yeah, that was a brief tour through some of the pins on my jacket. Thank you for joining us while we talk
big loves.
bollocks. Remember to go and check out Another Kind of Nomad tomorrow evening for some Mass Effect. Join us now to go and raid Darkshocks in a moment. And we might be back next week with something. Who knows?
We'll try our best anyway.
Yeah, we'll try. We'll figure out a plan for Saturday.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to press the raid button.
Do it.
We'll see you guys over there in a moment. And I guess that's it. Oh, hold on. One more pun for Nomad. There we go. That's it from us and Zelda for this evening. But if you are going over to Darkshocks' stream, we'll see you over there. We'll be back in a minute with a cup of tea.
Bye.
See you soon.